This is Phantology.
You may have heard of us.
All right, what's up, fantasy fans? This is Steven, your host with Phantology Podcast. I have my lifelong friends, Ben, Josh, and Jake here. Ryan will hopefully join about halfway through. Our goal here is to have some fun with the Cosmere RPG that was just announced a couple weeks ago. And the beta adventure, the Bridge 9 adventure, is playable. And so that's what we're going to try to do. There are some rule differences between Cosmere RPG and typical D&D. So we're going to talk through some of those things right now and then just kind of get going. And the goal here is just to have a fun time. People may kind of pop in and out. We'll see. This is not intended to be professional D&D by any means, but yeah. So if you're watching, have patience with us and hopefully you enjoy it too and get interested in the game because it sounds like a lot of fun.
And real fast, just kind of as like a typical Phantology like episode, this is kind of like a special one, right? This might not follow any of our other like I don't know, normalcies, but also just so people have the background, this is Stephen, do you want to give like an overview of what this is? Like, is this like does this include canon for the Cosmere? I I've like I know that they've done a lot of videos about this. Have any of you guys watched any of those?
The vibe I get is none of the adventures will add like big canon events to the Cosmere, but they will all reference things in the world.
Yeah, that's kind of my understanding as well. I know that this was like a big like I know Dan Wells contributed this a lot to this, so this might be his like first contribution to like as lead storyteller or what's his title at Dragon Steel? Do you guys remember? It's like
Head
creative
of
head of
head
creative
of
development or something.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I don't know. I just wanted to kind of provide some like background for people if this might be their first time hearing about this. So
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it's a full-on tabletop RPG, very similar to D&D, some rule changes, but the key highlight that I think is going to make it really cool is it's all in the Cosmere, and the first batch of things we're going to get are in Roshar, Stormlight Archive type things. For this adventure, it's a level 1 adventure. No one's going to become a Knights Radiant. Maybe you'll take some steps towards that, but it's fairly basic at first, at least.
awesome.
Okay, so some key rule differences. I think the biggest thing is going to be the plot die, which is a mechanic that I, as the GM, can introduce. So whenever a roll is happening that the GM deems to be of special significance, a plot die gets added. Hey, Ryan.
Hey,
We're just going through the rule differences with D&D.
yeah, I'm just trying to listen in.
Nice. So Ryan will join when able to. So the plot die, like I said, when something especially interesting happens, we'll roll that. If it's a 5 or a 6, that becomes a opportunity for the character, and that means there's a few things that can happen, or you can't, like just some minor things, like you get a focus point back, or you can do a critical hit, or we can work together as characters and GM to determine a change to the narrative. So some kind of like minor positive thing that I agree is reasonable could happen, like reinforcements could arrive, or you're fighting someone and the rock starts to crumble away and they fall and take extra damage, stuff like that. So it adds a little bit of flavor to the narrative. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you get a bonus on your roll. So if you roll a 1, you get a +4 to your roll. If you roll a 2, you get a +2 to your roll. But you get a complication, which is kind of the same, just in reverse. So there's a couple negative things that could happen that we'll explore, or the plot could advance in a negative way. So you might succeed in the check, but if you roll a 1 or 2, something negative could happen. So it's like I try to pickpocket from the thief, and I do, and I take the scroll, but in so doing, something negative happens. Someone else opens the door and sees me, and I've been caught, something like that, right? So it just adds some more flavor to what could happen. Make sense? The other thing is I thought we'd just talk through the character sheet really quick so we get an idea of what the different values are. Here's Ben's character, Alinor. So briefly, let's just go through all these. So unlike regular D&D, you have 3 different defenses. You have physical defense, cognitive defense, and spiritual defense. Do you guys see my mouse as I go through? Is that showing up?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are attacked or if you're doing a check against something, we might use your physical or cognitive or spiritual. It just kind of, it depends on what type of thing is happening. So that's what those numbers are. You have a deflect value, which is determined by your armor, I believe. And
Yeah.
the way that works is if you get hit, you take damage less your deflect. So there's always going to be a little bit of a buffer with the damage that you take. So don't forget to subtract that. You have focus points, which are an expendable resource, and you can use them in battle to do some things. Those are on the actions little handout thing that I sent everyone. So keep in mind that you have these focus points. They can also be used like in conversations. Sometimes if you're doing well or not, you will lose some focus points. Like if you're trying to convince someone to do something and you keep on failing checks, that might lead to a loss of focus points. And you also have your health, which is pretty self-explanatory. Then you've got all your different abilities. I think this is a little more straightforward than D&D, where different things have check marks on them, and that gives you a +1 to these abilities. And those will come up. We'll just do checks as usual. Like if you're trying to do something, then I'll have you check against lore or medicine or athletics, etc. Everyone's movement is slightly different. It's determined by your speed value, so keep that in mind what that is. And then you've got some individual talents that you can do, and you've got your equipment, and I think that's a pretty good walkthrough for now of what the character sheet is. Anything on here that is not making sense or we need to talk about now? Cool.
Let's
Um,
walk through
Yeah, you want to walk through
like-
the combat?
well, I was gonna say let's walk through his one of his talents, like the decisive command, since that one uses a focus point.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, so this is Vince's character. So decisive command. Once per turn, you may send a focus to coordinate an ally within 20 feet. The next time they make a test, before the end of the next turn, they can roll your command die. So it's kind of like a bardic inspiration type thing where you give a buff
Yeah.
to their next check. And this little arrow, the play symbol, that represents a action resource. So in combat, you every round, instead of rolling initiative and setting the order and all that, at the beginning of every round, you will have a choice if you want to do a short or a fast turn or a slow turn. If you do a slow turn, you get 3 actions to expend. And again, the actions are represented by this play symbol. If you do a fast turn, you get 2 actions. The advantage being that a fast turn, you go first in the order of things happening. Slow turn, you're going to go at the end. So the order is going to be fast player characters, fast NPCs, slow player characters, slow NPCs. That's the order that the actions will happen in. And then you can expend your resources. And so like an attack, or it's actually called a strike, is an action that will take 1 resource. This decisive command is an action that will take 1 resource.
and then
Ben
the
has another
combat
thing here.
coordination. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like a combo that you can do, Ben. So after you do a strike, you can activate decisive command as an action. So that
A
means
free action.
a free action. So you don't expend an action point. But if your attack did not hit, you can activate without spending focus. So typically, decisive command takes an action plus a focus. Here, you can, if it didn't hit, you can do it without a focus and as a free action.
Yeah.
So just keep in mind what you're spending, and I think everyone has some different abilities that are kind of like this. For now, everyone's abilities are fairly simple. I think you only have like 1 or 2. With the focus, keep in mind focus can always be expended to graze. So if you miss, you can say, I'm going to use a focus to graze them, which means you're still going to do damage. The damage is just the roll of the weapon. So with this long spear, it's a D8. So you would just roll the D8, but you don't get the bonus to it. You don't get the +5. Regularly, like if you did hit, you get the 1d8 +5, but with the graze, you just get the 1d8. And then you can also use it as a dodge action, which I think just gives disadvantage on attack rolls against you. That's on your character sheet as well, and that's a focus thing. So just remember, focus is a resource you have. Like then you've got 4 focus points. You've got 13 health, and these will be restored when you take a rest. So expend them, use them wisely. Oh, no. Is Josh not?
He had to drop. He's not feeling well.
Okay. We can just play with 2, I guess.
We got basically Ben's a paladin and my character is basically a cleric. Sounds like a great duo.
And I know Ryan's
going
gonna be able to hop on hopefully
Yeah.
sooner rather than later.
Okay.
So.
Okay, we definitely still want to do it. Get well soon, Josh. But maybe the GM will have the challenge of trying to scale it so you don't die.
No,
And
don't
that-
scale it. We'll just play it how the story.
Advanced mode. Josh wasn't really gonna provide anything, was he?
Josh
Just a soldier.
He's
Yeah.
probably just cannon fodder anyway. So
I'm just gonna say if we die, we can Josh will never live this down, He's always gonna he couldn't sacrifice a little bit for the good of the crew.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so I think we're ready to get started. Feeling good. Here we go. Okay. So we already know about Roshar. There's a little introduction here that I don't need to read. We are familiar with Roshar. It's okay, let's pick it up here. The Stormlight Archive is the story of Roshar, a world of storms and war. It is a story of growth, of passion, of honor. And today it is the story that you will tell. You are not yet heroes. You currently live in a war camp at the edge of the Shattered Plains, a vast expanse of chasms and plateaus. Today you're traveling with soldiers and scholars loyal to an Alethi noble named High Prince Sadius. Yeah. This is where our story begins. A few days ago, a high storm uncovered ruins dating back to the Silver Kingdoms. Now you're part of an expedition sent across the barren stone to investigate what's left of those ruins. It's midday when you reach the final plateau crossing. The expedition's scholars ride in wagons pulled by chulls, their carapace-covered legs clicking with every slow but steady step. The expedition's bridge crew carries an even heavier burden. Every time you reach the edge of the plateau, the crew heaves the bridge forward and pushes it across the chasm. As the bridgemen struggle with the heavy wooden bridge, a scout announces, "We're nearly to the ruins. It's time to cross one more chasm, one that plunges into the darkness far below you." So before we start the action here, maybe you should both briefly introduce your characters, tell us your names, maybe a little bit of your backstory, and your it's not a class, it's called a path, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, so my name is Palinor. I am a leader or a champion. I am currently a squad leader. And I am struggling because I'm directly under Captain Selenar. And Captain Selenar is a pretty petty captain, and made even more so petty because I recently was broken up with I was recently broken up with, and he is currently dating my ex.
Ooh.
I know.
Woof.
So it's Aaliyah Mattel is the
Uh-huh.
woman I'm currently pining after.
Ooh.
But he's just, he's using every bit of authority that he has to make my life difficult.
And so I'll tell you that Aaliyah Mattel and Captain Selenor are both there on the expedition with you. maybe, and you're a bridgeman right now. So like
Oh.
maybe to make it believable, like you were dating her in the past, but something happened, and then you were consigned to the bridge crew.
I think so.
I'm
I think that
assuming.
when she decided to leave me for an attempt to climb the structured social ladder that is Alethi culture, I I acted in ways unbecoming and found myself on the bridge crew.
Ah, so maybe you like challenged Selenor to a duel foolishly, like another bridge crew captain that we know. And as a result, since you're a Dark Eyes and Selenor is a Light Eyes, I guess actually that's probably a duel that could be challenged. But so yeah, something happened, and now you're on the bridge crew.
Yep.
That's a good reminder. Are we doing no spoilers for Stormlight Archive?
I think we're doing spoilers for Stormlight Archive.
Well,
because
okay, cool.
yeah,
Let's not
I
go
think
out of our way to spoil things, but
Right. I just didn't know like what to hold back.
yeah, I feel like it's okay to like make references and jokes and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, we don't need to like, oh, by the way, let me just explain all this stuff that happens.
Yeah. Cool. My character is Talani. I am an envoy, serving as a diplomat. I'm not sure what the parentheses next to the path means, if that's like a sub path.
I think it is, yeah, but they haven't released all those details, so yeah.
Yeah. I'm an ardent. And the main thing about me, my purpose is I would like to find some way to forge peace between humans and listeners. And I've kind of lost faith in the war effort, and I secretly pray for this war to end in peace. And I fear that I'd be branded a heretic if people were to know my true feelings about the war, just because of how central war is to the Voran Church and theocracy, or not theocracy, the doctrine there.
Theology.
The theology, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, anything else?
How did you find your way on the bridge crew as an ardent?
I didn't see that in my backstory. Is that something I'm coming up with here?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if it's not included, we're just using the pre-generated characters.
Okay,
so
well, I didn't.
if it's
I
not,
was
if it's
gonna
not there,
ask
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I
gonna
guess
ask
it's
that. I
up
didn't
to
know
you,
if that was
up to
part
you.
of Ben's.
no, I
didn't know
take
if
some
that was part of-
I take quite a bit of liberties with mine.
Okay, I didn't know if that was part of your character sheet or not. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think I'm part of the bridge crew because I'm trying to learn more about the listeners. You know, I want to, and I want to see them as much as possible to get to know them and figure out how we broker some sort of peace. And I think the best way to do that is be on the front lines. Like this is my opportunity to see them the
Dang.
most, right?
So you chose to
So
join
this
the
is
bridge crew?
this is kind of like a monk, like you're abasing yourself in an attempt to learn the
Oh, I'm an ardent, yeah. So
right.
yeah. I assume that's the best way to do this because my goal is to learn more about the listener people, and I fear of being branded a heretic, which means I don't think I was put into the bridge crew for being a heretic. I don't think people know that about me yet. But to connect with Ben's character, I serve the family of Bright Lady Aaliyah Matal. So I don't know.
So you're aware of the drama there with
yeah, I probably would recognize. I assume I'd recognize
and
Palinor as a jilted lover of
yeah.
my mistress, my master.
Okay.
I'm a
I think-
scholar and an archaeologist who serves them.
Do you think
what's
you
up?
also might have had a run-in with Zyle?
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very familiar with
Very okay.
Hell. Yeah, an odd fellow. Yeah,
Hmm.
he's kind of gruff.
A colorful fellow.
A very colorful speech. Gruff, but has some surprising nuggets of wisdom found in there. A very rare type of ardent indeed is a hell. But yeah.
Okay, so here's our characters, Palinor and remind me again. Jake.
Talani.
Palinor and Talani.
And Steven, can you just, I know Ryan's gonna be joining us later. Can you just give us like a TL did like DR with him?
Yes. Was Ryan Ved or Josh Ved?
Josh is Ved.
Okay, so
I
Ved.
wonder if Ved will be the first casualty of
Yeah,
this
Ved.
group.
Ved could be an NPC for now, but he will probably die. So
What was that show
okay.
where they killed off a bunch of people in the beginning, and it was because like it was representing like, oh, I don't
Suicide
know.
Squad?
No, it was representing. I thought it was like representing a. No, wasn't it from oh, what's that long book series that's Malazan? Didn't like a bunch of people die in the beginning of Malazan, and it's because people like started playing in their D&D crew and then dropped out right away. Am I making that up? I feel like that happened in some.
I mean, a lot of people would definitely die in Malazan. I
Yeah.
don't know about that backstory, but it could be true.
I'm going with
Yeah.
that.
Anyway, so Ryan is Jamari. Jamari is a
The thief.
thief,
Yeah.
an agent, I think is the path, and thief is like the subclass. I'm not sure totally. And the backstory here, I haven't read this, but I'll just kind of skim through. So he grew up on the Reshi Isles. Okay, so we've got that culture there. And he was a stowaway on a merchant vessel, stole what he needed to survive, made his way to the to the Shattered Plains in search of opportunity, but stole from the wrong Bright Lady. Maybe he stole from Bright Lady Metallo as well. Yeah, it's all connected to her. He
Mhm.
was then pressed into service as a bridgeman, desperate to return to freedom, but buying out the indentured servitude would cost 200 marks. So you plot other ways to escape, so Jamari can return to being the hero of his own story. So I'm getting some like Matt Coffin type vibes. I don't know. I'm just like that's stereotypical thief type character, but yeah, we'll see how Ryan plays Jamari.
Nice. I also think it was the Expanse that happened in, but I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
sorry.
so characters are ready to go, and we are here at the final bridge. The scout just announces we're nearly to the ruins. There's one more chasm, plunges into darkness far below us. Once the bridge is in place, the caravan starts making its way across soldiers, bridge staff, and wagon. But as the Chol reaches the midpoint of the bridge, it scuttles to the side and snaps its claws. The beast is clearly agitated, refusing to move, even as soldiers bring out ropes to haul it forward.
Hmm.
What do you do?
And I think what would my character know about this? I have expertise in lore, or I think that's expertise. I don't think I know Chol lore. I think I probably know more like anthropologic lore.
I don't know if there is Chol lore, but
Just
I
to
mean
see if I could interpret
you could
why
try to
the
like
Chol.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to see if I could figure out why the Chol is agitated. What could be?
Okay.
Is it hungry? Is it afraid?
Why don't you make a deduction test?
Deduction. Ooh,
Yeah.
I need to get some dice. I didn't bring any dice here. Let me
Oh yeah, we should. If you don't have dice, then just open up a
yeah.
app or a browser or something, and yeah,
Okay,
you'll want to be
so
able to do that.
13 in deduction.
Okay, so you pass the test and you learn that the Chol is acting this way because it detects the presence of an apex predator nearby and
Oh,
feels threatened and wants to escape.
Where are we at? Are
You guys are
we
like on the bridge. Everyone is on the bridge crossing right now. The Chol is
okay?
pulling the wagon with the
Okay.
Bright Lady and her retinue, and you are the bridgeman, and you're also crossing.
Palinor, how well we know each other because we're part of this bridge crew, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
We
Palinor's your
must be.
leader. He's a really
He's
inspiring guy.
he's the leader of the bridge crew. Um, wondering how inspired I'd be, even though I've seen him be rejected by my master. But um, I let Palinor know, like, hey, I think that Chol is afraid of a predator, possibly a chasm fiend.
Okay, make a leadership roll
Oh, a leadership. Okay.
or a leadership test as you try to
Oh,
warn your
okay.
fellow
Yeah.
bridgemen.
Ooh, a 6 plus. I have one check, so that just. Oh, but it's a 3. I have one check, but it's a 3 on there, so that'd be +3 to my 6.
Yeah, so 6 plus
Okay.
3. That's not high enough.
Ooh.
So you aren't able to give Palinor any additional bonus to the warning here. But do you want to make any further actions based off the
Yeah.
information you've learned?
I'm going to use my rousing presence. And I'm going to choose Palinor to be influenced. He has now become determined. When he fails a test, he can expend his determined condition to add an opportunity to the results.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when Palinor fails, the determined condition can be used up to add an opportunity, and the opportunity we should. What are the exact things that the opportunity can do? You can either change the narrative, or there are some like set bonuses.
Aid an ally. It gives an ally advantage. Collect yourself, recover 1 focus, critical hit if you are striking on an attack, or influence the narrative. Those are the options.
Okay. So you can give someone an advantage on their next check, recover a focus, critical hit, or influence the narrative. Got it. Okay. Ben or Palinor, you see the Chol acting agitated. How do you respond?
So I run over. Am I within 25 feet of the troll?
Yeah. You guys are all fairly bunched together here.
So I run over and I brace. So I raise my shield, and I just kind of put myself between the troll and everybody else.
Between the Chol and everyone else. Okay, so the Chol is pulling the wagon. So you've gone, or like whatever it is, I guess a wagon. You moved in front and you're bracing to the goal is to protect others.
Yeah, the goal is to protect and also calm the troll down. So I'm speaking soothingly, but I'm also bracing myself in like preparation for an attack.
Okay. And brace gives you a bonus, correct?
Yeah,
some kind like
raise
that.
your shield or take cover. Give all attacks targeting you a disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'm
Okay.
realizing
So
I probably should have not just warned Palinor. I should have warned whoever the ranking officer around was, but that was an oversight on my side on my part, I guess.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No, you only care about Palinor. That's cool.
I just expected more from his leadership to be able to influence everyone here.
Yeah. So the scraping sounds grow louder and the troll retreats into its shell. Then with a shriek of claws on stone, a massive creature charges up the side of the chasm. Bridgeman and soldiers scream as a chasm fiend explodes into view. With one of its massive claws, it begins hauling itself onto the bridge, scraping and splintering the wooden planks. Violet black carapace casts a shadow over the chaotic scene, and the chasm fiend's mandibles close around a fleeing scout. So this is like a fully grown adult chasm fiend, and it is breaking the bridge in half right now.
I think that was Ved that it got.
Yeah, it ate Ved.
Oh, poor Ved.
Oh,
yeah, Ved has been
snapped in half, swallowed.
Snapped in half. Yeah,
brutal.
Yeah.
Oh man,
R.I.P.
Ved.
Yeah,
No.
so soon. Right before he died, he called out, "I have a fever."
That's how he did. That's how he didn't notice that.
I think he was actually also preparing to speak the first ideal, but
That's so close. So Ved is dead. The chasm fiend is ripping the bridge in half. What are you guys gonna do? Okay, we're here. Ryan, do you need to be caught up at all?
So I was listening up through basically right when we started.
Okay. So you're aware the chasm fiend is currently ripping the bridge in half?
Okay, no, I wasn't aware. I was aware I was aware there was a chasm fiend, but not exactly what it was doing.
Yeah. So Chasm Fiend just emerged from the chasm, and it's ripping the bridge in half. And
Eating
Ved,
bed.
who is Josh's character, was killed.
Wow.
Yeah. And so now you guys need to decide what to do. Ben was about to describe some kind of distraction that he was going to make. Is that what it was?
Yep, I'm currently trying to.
Wait,
Um,
I'm pretty fast.
oh shoot.
Should
I am-
Ryan introduce his character?
Yeah, maybe Ryan
Or-
goes
Yeah,
first.
yeah. We tried to introduce a little bit, Ryan, but do you want to tell us who your character is?
Well, I'm Jamari, basically like a lift kind of thief person. I'm pretty lucky, so except for the fatal mistake that landed me in this bridge crew.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm pretty good at raising the stakes when I want to.
Okay. Okay.
So, I mean, I'm basically gonna be the most integral part of any team I'm in.
Well, good thing you showed up right as the Chasm Fiend was destroying the
Well-
entire team.
Okay,
Mhm.
so as I start running away, I say, Jamari, with me.
Okay.
All right, I guess I'll
Wait,
follow you.
so are you running away or are you doing a distraction?
Well, both. I'm like trying to get the Chol to follow me.
So
and
you're
my
like
pal
raising-
Jamari.
You're like
You're
you're like
running.
Malcolm
Yeah.
Yeah,
from
I'm like,
Jurassic Park with the flares and the T-Rex.
yep.
I kind of
Okay.
look you know, a little bit like laughingly at Ben, you know, because
You just laughed. Vita's dead, man.
Dude, it's
yeah,
pronounced Ved.
I guess I'm a
Ved.
little bit I didn't really know him that well. Like I
People
can
die
tell
in this
that
bridge
Ben's
crew all the time.
I can tell that
Jamari
Ben's
doesn't
like
care.
an authority figure, and I just, you know, growing up on the Rushy Isles, like the only authority figures we have are the islands, man.
True.
Like I don't really respect much
Eleanor?
authority.
Mm.
As someone
So-
who's expert in lore, I understand Jamari's point of view. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand why he has this point of view.
I will also say that part of my motivation for doing this is to impress Aaliyah because she is looking on and she's kind of covering her mouth.
Oh,
in terror.
that sultry woman.
As a servant of Aaliyah, I also understand that this is not doing anything to help Palinor's case. But
All right. Well, I'm pretty fast. I've got 4 agility, so let's I'm gonna do my own.
Okay.
Oh, I think I have an ability. Oh shoot. Cheap shot is only good against humanoid allies or enemies.
We're not actually in combat, so this is
Oh,
more
okay.
of a situational thing that you have to try to figure out what you're doing.
All right. Well, I'll
Uh,
see how Ben's
I mean, you can
decoy
try to
goes.
directly attack the Chasm Fiend at this point, but this is not advised. None of your characters would think it's a good idea to just attack it.
So I keep in mind I do have an opportunity from last round, I believe, and so that
You are determined from
you can use an
yeah.
opportunity if you fail a test.
If you fail something, you've got an opportunity that you can fall back
Okay.
on.
Guys,
Okay.
I just saw this vital information under connections. I don't really feel connected to many of you, but I do feel connected to Ved.
So you're heartbroken
So
right
you're
now.
actually-
No,
devastated.
I'm pretty shocked and sad that he has been
Dang, Ved.
devastated.
He's been chomped.
Josh has
Devastated.
already added so much to this episode, not even being able to participate. Amazing.
All right, so I'm just gonna watch Ben's decoy. I'm still a little shocked at Ved's
Wait,
passing.
so I say Jamari on me, and you just watch.
So you're just standing
cell
there
shocked.
on the,
I'm
You're
on
cell
the
kind of
bridge?
shocked.
Have you
okay.
I'm
fallen to your
shocked.
knees to
I know
grieve
I
Ved's
haven't
loss?
fallen to my knees. I'm
Oh.
still kind of quick on my feet, but I'm shocked.
Okay, so Jamari is staggering over here with the motion. Are any of you guys gonna help him?
Well, I'm currently running.
Ben, yeah, Palinor's
I mean, I
distracting.
guess
I'm
Ben tried, but didn't
Oh,
wasn't able to.
so my distraction was completely ignored.
Yeah, did he?
Oh.
Does he roll for that?
Okay, yeah, we can. I mean, yeah, let's see how it goes. So go ahead and
Steven
do
has no
a.
faith in your distraction.
Let's see what kind of check would this be? Persuasion? I don't know what a distraction would be.
Maybe intimidation.
Int-
Depending,
Oh,
depending on
I don't
how
know
you're
if I want
distracted.
How are you?
intimidate.
Yeah, he's
I
more
said,
just
"Hey,
like-
you big
I guess
oversized troll over
deception.
here."
It would be deception. So do a
Deception.
deception check. Yeah.
So just rolling
That's good.
d20. Do I have any?
D20. You have a +3 in deception.
Oh, +3. Okay, +3.
If you look at your character sheet, the number you add is just the one next to that skill.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, got it. So we roll. Okay, so oh geez, I got an 11 after adding 3.
Okay, so the chasm's being kind of like looks towards Ben a little bit, and then I mean he's still maybe the bridge is breaking and he slams one of his claws down closer to where Palinor is running off. And I'm assuming you're running towards the plateau trying to
Yeah,
save.
Just
Yeah.
get
yeah.
it, get everybody away. Okay.
Okay. We'll give it a slight distraction. So Jamari is still struggling though. So what is your name again?
Talani.
Talani. Yeah, Talani. Are
Yeah.
you going to do anything to assist Jamari?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you lend a hand?
I'm looking at the chaos and I'm looking for like, is everybody moving in the right direction to get away from this troll? And looking out for anyone who isn't to help them. And I assume that would be Jamari. Like you would need some assistance in snapping out of your stupor and escaping from the troll.
Yeah,
least-
bro. I
Yeah.
need some assistance.
So I go over to Jamari. I'm like, "Are you okay? We gotta get out of here."
All right, I let sorry,
Yeah,
Talal,
Talani.
Talani. I let Talani help me to my feet.
Sweet. And
Okay.
then I don't
Seems
see
like you guys
that-
have a strong enough connection as bridge members that we don't even need to roll for that. You're able to do that.
And I don't see a limit to my rousing presence, so I'd also like to make Jamari determined as well.
Is it take an action or is it just like something you can do?
I'm not seeing an action associated with it. Although
Yeah, I mean we're not even in combat, so sure.
well, my e-readers are having a hard time with the character sheet. So
Nice chasm theme background there, Jamari.
oh nice, yeah.
Let me just check your character sheet real quick there, Talani. So rousing
In order-
presence.
Yeah, in order to read all the text, it like got rid of some of the special characters, I noticed. I think my steadfast challenge costs an action, but
Are you the scholar?
no, I'm
Oh,
the
envoy. Okay, that was the one that I didn't have open. Rousing presence does take an action,
It does.
but we're
Okay.
not actually like in
Okay.
combat. So, okay, yeah, you both have rousing presence, Ben and Ryan. So if you
They're
fail
both
a roll,
determined. Yeah.
you are determined. Yes. Okay, so you're all kind of moving towards the bridge as the chasm beam pulls its upper half onto the bridge. 4 smaller legs skittering onto the planks. You hear a resounding crack. Its weight is too much. The bridge is falling. So Jamari and Talani are still on the bridge. I think Palinor, you were moving towards, so you're like right on the edge of the bridge, but I don't think any of you are necessarily safe. So you're all gonna have to roll an agility check.
Okay.
Okay, what dice is that?
So it's
The
just a
D20.
D20, and then you'll add your agility modifier, which is just the number next to agility on your sheet.
Jake, what did?
I got a 12.
I got a 4 total. Big 4s.
Was that a nat 1?
I got
No, it was a 3 plus a 1.
Okay.
I got 13.
Okay, so 13. Ben, you take 1d6 impact damage.
Okay.
So does impact count as something that you can use your armor thing on? It was like keen energy, the deflect.
Impact is like the default damage, so I'd assume so, but I don't remember what it said specifically.
I don't remember either. Okay, we'll say it's just 1d6 impact damage. So roll a d6 and take that much damage. What did you get, Jamari?
12.
Okay, you do the same, 1d6. So you rolled a 4, Talani. So
Yeah.
you are also going to take 1d6 impact damage, but you suffer an injury.
Ooh.
Yeah, so suffering an injury is a special mechanic to the game, and I'm going to need to pull up that page for that one. I was kind of hoping no one would suffer an injury, but
Yeah, deflect does reduce impact. Impact, keen, and energy.
okay, so whatever you rolled, Ben and Ryan, subtract your deflect value from that, and that's what
Where's
you will.
deflect? Okay.
Deflect is in the top left in the
Under speed.
physical, yeah, under speed. Okay, I'm trying to find the injury thing.
So and we're subtracting this from our physical defense, like physical middle number.
Just from
no,
HP.
just from your health.
Or from our health. Okay, sounds good.
So,
Yeah.
sorry, I roll a 1d6, you said?
Uh-huh. And then
And then I
whatever you
subtract
get,
my
sub-
deflect.
subtract your deflect, and then that number is subtracted from your health.
Health. Okay.
And you guys
Thank-
are using the fantasy grounds for this? Or
No, I
are
don't
you-
think we just looked up a random D&D dice roller. I can throw mine in the
Oh,
chat.
you
if
can do
want.
anything
Yeah, I
for
just
dice rolling.
Googled. Yeah.
Well,
Good.
I meant for like keeping track of your health and everything.
Oh no.
Oh no, just keep track on your own. Fantasy Grounds thing, I think that's a cool software, but it's a little too much to learn.
You can, if you open the PDF in a browser, you can just like change the number.
Yeah. Are you on a Mac, Ryan, or a PC?
PC.
Okay.
Okay, Talani, so you got an injury, so you need to roll a d20 to see what type of injury it is.
Okay. Um,
Oh my goodness.
no modifiers added to it.
There are modifiers, so tell me what you rolled and then I'll read
Okay.
through the modifiers here.
And I rolled an 8.
Okay, so add deflect value of modifiers.
Just a second.
And then
Guys, I took 5 damage.
you roll
After
a 6
subtracting
minus
your-
1.
I rolled a 6 minus 1.
Ooh.
Oh,
I only have 11 health.
yeah.
Well, I
Oh
have
wait,
9 right
what
now.
about my don't I have some I have a bridge crew vest which includes oh wait. I guess that is my
That was your
deflective
deflect.
one.
Yeah, that gives
I'm
you
in
deflect.
ardent robes. So I don't know how I'm a bridge member with ardent robes, but it gives me a deflective 0. So what do I add to the 8, Steven?
You add the deflect, but it sounds like it's 0.
Oh yeah, my deflect is 0. Yeah.
And then you'd add any relevant ability modifiers. I don't know that you really have anything at this point.
Maybe athletics or
Okay.
or
So
discipline.
you suffered.
That's my
Okay,
highest stat.
either way, you're gonna be suffering a shallow injury. So you suffered a
Oh.
temporary injury. You can
Okay.
decide what it is for a duration of 1d6 days, which no matter what you roll is gonna take you through the rest of the adventure. So that doesn't really matter. And you are going to
5 days.
suffer. Okay. So go ahead and so for as long as you have it, okay, so now roll a 1d8 to determine what the injury effect
3.
is. 3.
3.
So you are exhausted. Yeah, so you're exhausted. It says -2. An injury that lowers your overall stamina. Exhausted. What does -2 mean there? Is exhausted a thing that can happen? Is that a effect?
Yeah, exhaustion's an effect.
Okay, so you figure out how you're gonna deal with the exhaustion. and we'll continue on. So everyone lands at the bottom. You survive because you were able, like the bridge is kind of like scraping along the sides. It was kind of like a slow descent down, so it wasn't just like a splat, right? That's how we survived. The bridge is broken in the center, but its ends grind against the chasm's uneven walls, slowing its fall. People on the edges of the bridge tumble over the side as it leans in the direction of the chasm fiend, but some people cling to the bridge. So the bridge lands with a deafening crash on the chasm fiend itself, breaking a few of the beast's smaller legs. The chasm fiend roars in pain and recoils from the collapsed bridge, pulling itself free and retreating to the west. I guess, oh, you know what? I think we should have added the determined thing for Ben and Ryan, but at this point, just remember you're still determined. That probably could have been useful on the last roll, but yeah, next time.
Cool.
Okay, so the chasm fiend is not like seriously injured. It survived, but because of the bridge landing on it, it's scared off. It skitters down the chasm. So you're down there in the chasm. There's a few other survivors. Down in the chasm, it's like you've fallen into another world. The canyon walls are smooth, worn by millennia of flash floods. The vines and frill blooms grow here, attended by the glowing green motes of life's friend. The bridge is crushed beyond repair, and the bodies of your companions lie beside it. You hear faint groans from underneath the broken planks. So
Oh,
you
well,
survived here. What are you gonna do?
Should we try and lift the planks, see who else is alive from the bridge crew? There are people groaning underneath them.
And was it only the
Yeah,
bridge
so
crew
there's
or
some
was it
rubble.
everybody? Like, was it, I mean,
Everyone is dead.
Oh,
So the
man.
bridge, your
Oh,
bridge
Ben's
crew.
babe.
Yeah.
I think I hear Elia and I start running over.
Okay.
I'm pulling a massive splinter out of my thigh that has left a shallow injury. And by massive splinter, I'm thinking like yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like a pretty serious injury there for you, Talani. Okay, so yeah, and you're
Exhausted
exhausted.
just adds a negative to any test. Negative
Okay,
whatever.
any
So
test.
yeah, I have a
Okay,
negative
you've
one to
got
everything right
a
now.
minus. Yeah. Okay. Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
So Ryan was trying to look for survivors, right, Jamari?
Yes. Yes.
I'll
Okay.
limp over with you, Jamari.
Nobody cares about me?
Well, you're
you can
looking
do
for
your,
a specific
yeah,
survivor.
you're looking for a specific. We'll do your thing in a second. You keep on looking.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Ben chose the best character. Like this is so
For-
typical. So typical of Ben to choose to act his character who's always trying to seduce somebody and he just happens to pick. Was it
Super
intentional or did you
thirsty.
just
No, I created this love interest.
Oh, you made it up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Nice. Okay, so 2 soldiers made it through the disaster, and at least 1 bridgeman. You help each other out of the rubble. You survey the surviving members of the expedition. And now you are going to search for survivors, Jamari and Talani. So go ahead and roll a perception test. Jamari, we'll say, since you were the first to look.
Is this a D20 again?
Yeah, roll a d20
Yeah,
and
D20.
add your perception.
Okay, I got
And then
2 perception to add.
and I can be looking
Oh.
with him to give him advantage on this. Is that how that works, Steven? Or
Sure. Yeah, you were going to assist, so yeah.
I got a natural 1 plus
Well, it's an advantage, so you get to roll 2 since Talani's
and then
helping
take
you.
the higher.
Take the higher.
Okay, I got 6 plus 2 is 8.
Okay, you failed the test. Let's add your determined thing. So
Yeah,
that
do you
was
want to
a,
use your determined?
Can you remind me what that is?
is it a D4 or D6?
No, determined lets them add an opportunity to a failed test. To the results
Oh,
of
right.
a failed test.
Okay.
Ben or Palinor has a something where you add a 1d4.
Sorry, we're just currently dealing with a kid who peed his pants.
Do you want me to read off the opportunities, Stephen, or do you have those in front of you?
That sounds like a disadvantage
Oh.
for Ryan's character.
I got the results from my natural one.
With the pee pants.
Yeah. Fate has given you those.
You pee your pants in real life.
Man, Jamari's had a rough go of it, man. Ved is gone.
Freaking Ved died, and then I peed my pants.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
you failed the check, but you can expend your opportunity, which means you can influence the narrative in a positive way. I don't think there's other things you could do with an opportunity, but at this point, you don't really want to do those. I think this is a
Okay.
good time to influence the narrative. So
Okay.
influencing the
Wait,
narrative
wait.
means that
I
you
do
guys can
have-
like, oh yeah, go ahead.
I do have opportunist that says once per round you can re-roll the result of a plot die that you rolled. Is that what you're talking
I mean,
about?
no.
No,
A
you
plot-
didn't.
Yeah, you didn't roll a plot die.
Oh, okay.
Plot dice can give you opportunities if you rolled well, but you just had a default add an opportunity.
Oh,
to
shoot.
this if you
I
wanted.
forgot. I was supposed to have you guys roll the plot die when you did your athletics, your agility test.
That's okay. It didn't
dang.
follow me anyway, so.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll try to remember plot die in the future. Ask if it seems important and I don't say roll a plot die, then ask me if you can roll a plot die.
Okay, I'm just always gonna ask, can I roll a plot die in any test from now on?
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so let's influence the narrative in a positive way now to make up for that. So you guys can work together to
Wait.
figure out a way that you think would make sense for this.
Why
So-
why do we get to influence in a positive way? Because
That's
we
when you
use
had
the
an
determinants?
opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Determined lets you add an opportunity, which one of the effects of an opportunity could be influencing the narrative in a positive way to any failed test.
Right,
And so
this
the
is-
test.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
go
this
ahead,
is
Ben.
like a new mechanic, right? Like that's not
Right,
really
right. I did my reading.
Okay.
So the test we failed was trying to find survivors, right?
Yeah.
So maybe the opportunity is we find some nice.
we find I think we find a
Weapons?
survivor who is in good enough condition that they can walk on
We
their
failed
own.
finding survivors, right?
Yeah, you tried to find the survivors and you failed. Like you're looking through the rebel, that was what you tried to do. You failed that, but the opportunity is like, even though you failed that, you can do something else.
Maybe
Positive.
we find like we are able to locate ourselves or know where to go next or find shelter. What are you guys feeling?
What about we get Ben the confirmation that the closure he needs that
Whoa. You guys failed finding survivors. I haven't failed yet. Okay.
You're trying to kill the
Jeez.
bright lady.
That's my master, man. I can't kill Bright Lady.
Hey,
area.
closure is a good thing.
I think your guys'
You don't
opportunity
know that
will-
she's dead.
I think
She-
that the
she
opportunity
could've
I'm
survived.
trying to influence the narrative in a
You guys-
positive
no,
way
I
here.
think-
Okay, I'm trying to
think-
turn my failure into a bright thing.
I think the opportunity is you say, "Hey, let's go help Palinor out with whatever he's
No.
doing."
I think that the influence narrative is like we have to be able to like understand where to go next and whether it means like shelter or what direction we need to go or
We see a pack of supply.
Oh,
We see
yeah,
a pack of supplies on the ground.
Yeah, and it has
Okay.
some infused gemstones in it.
Okay, that sounds
Okay.
good.
Yeah. What
What are we
did you
gonna-
what did you find there? You got some gemstones. What else?
Some clean bandages.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe something I can use to undo my my injury.
So you're gonna wrap the bandage around.
Yeah.
And okay. So your injury is not healed automatically, but maybe in the future that will make it easier to heal, we'll
It
say.
heals, yeah, it heals on a long rest, so maybe this will make it heal on a short rest.
Okay. Well, I'll
Yeah.
give you advantage when you try on short rest, you can try to heal injuries, I think. And
Okay.
you can have advantage on that roll with the bandage. So
I,
let's say you also find some like water skins or
Okay.
what do they hold water in? And like when Lopin and who else, like Hopper, David, one of those people are like hauling water around. Do they just have
I don't
water
remember.
skins, or do they have something else when they?
Water shells.
Yeah.
Everything's a shell.
Rock
Yeah, I
buds
can't
that-
remember.
Yeah. Okay.
I would like
we're
to-
Stormlight noobs. Yeah.
I'd also like, just for my character's goal, like, is there anything about the listeners nearby that I could learn? Some information I could glean in this moment?
No.
Okay.
No, there's not. There's not anything specific to the listeners.
See a dead listener.
No, not in this area.
Is okay, cool.
Okay, so let's go over to Ben, who's trying to
Yeah.
find High Lady Mattel. Go ahead and roll a perception, I guess, as well for this.
Okay, that's D20.
Yep.
And do I have any? Let's see. Where's
Can
perception?
Ben
You-
raise
Oh,
the
I have,
stakes
I have
here?
one. Oh yeah, I'm raising the stakes if I can, as well as
Well,
I would
you
like to
already-
request an opportunity
this sound-
die.
This sounds
You already
important
have the-
for.
But he already has the determined condition.
That's true.
so-
You have the determined.
I am bound and determined. I am.
Okay, so
As-
if you fail, you have the determined status that you can give yourself an opportunity. So I don't think you need to
Okay.
raise the stakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, can I raise the stakes such that if I find High Lady Aaliyah, that she will perceive my valor and maybe consider.
Okay. Maybe he does just want to roll an opportunity die, just to, or
right.
a plot die.
We're raising the stakes. Roll a d20 and then we'll roll a d6 as well.
All right, and I think that my I have +1 for
Okay.
okay. So let's see. Roll. All right, total 12.
And then roll the d6.
Okay, D6. Do I add anything to it or no?
Nope.
4.
3 and 4 mean nothing happens with the
What?
plot die. So yeah.
At least it wasn't a
that's-
1 or a 2.
Yeah, 1 or
Yeah.
2 would have been a negative complication.
Okay.
So the stakes are not raised. With the 12, you are able to find High Lady Mattel Aaliyah as you cry out somewhat pathetically. And you find her and she's alive. She is injured, but here she is. She is grateful to be alive and maybe not necessarily like pleased to be looking up at your face, Palinor, but she is here with you.
I'll take what I can get. All right.
Okay. The other survivors, there's a bridgeman named Doral, the oldest bridgeman on the crew. Doral, still alive. He pulls himself into a sitting position, winces in pain, lays his hand gently on his broken left leg, forcing out a smile. He speaks in a quiet voice. Bridge 9, we've always been survivors. By the Almighty, we'll survive this. It's Doral.
I like Doral.
Yeah.
I think that
nice guy.
he was good friends with Teft before.
I do feel some
Mm-hmm.
loyalty to Doral.
Okay.
I go over
Okay.
and pat him on the shoulder.
He's got a broken
Um,
leg, so he's got an injury, and that's going to
So-
slow him.
And he probably also winced at your pat on the shoulder because it shook his body.
No. Jamari's you're from the Rushy Isles. I imagine you're a little bit smaller, maybe like not large of stature. The
weak
slap on the
man.
back probably doesn't hurt too much. And you like
Um,
him, so you're not trying to injure him. You're aware.
So I assume we still have like our equipment from our character sheet after this fall, or
Yeah, you still have your
Okay.
stuff.
I have 5 doses of antiseptic that can restore 1d6 health on a short rest. FYI, so I might be using that for Doral.
Okay. You're not taking a short rest now.
Right,
but
just
that
in
is
the
something you
future.
can do. Yeah.
Yeah,
So is there anything else you want to do in this moment?
I'm going to greet High Lady Matal and
I
or
guess
Bright
I
Lady.
should just to be clear. So the bridgeman Doral survived, and then there's 2 soldiers as well that survived,
Okay.
and High Lady Matal. Yeah.
Wait, did
Yeah.
the what's his name? Captain Selenar survive?
Captain Salinar is one of the soldiers that survived. Yes.
Okay. man.
Yeah, you
so-
look over at the
but I'm
soldiers.
the-
You identify him right away.
But
And you're like,
I
oh, of all the storm and luck, this guy made it out as well.
but I point out that I'm the one that found Mattel, highlighted Mattel, and that her current beau was just sitting over there collecting himself.
You point this out to Elia?
I say, yeah, I
Or-
say, Elia, why wasn't Captain Selenar looking for you? What was he doing during this time of peril?
Hmm. She
He
is
fell down?
not. Yeah, he's with you guys down there, Selenor. He's one of the
Is that
two
a-
soldiers.
Is that a deception check or a
Yeah, I guess you can roll for
Persuasion.
that.
Wait, is
I
it
don't know what
is
this
it-
I don't see a seduction check on the character
Yeah.
sheet.
Yeah, maybe
is.
persuasion for sure. I have 3 persuasion in me, so
You're persuading her that
I'm persuading her
Selenor-
that I care about her more
To
than
his side of the
Selenar.
story, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Thank you.
Oh, crap.
Is this a
Raise the
raise the
stake.
stakes?
Raise the
No,
stakes.
we're
this
not
is not
raising-
raising.
We're
I
not- we
raised the
don't need
stakes
raise
to
the
make sure
stakes on
that
this.
she was alive, but okay.
Ryan and I are here for the story.
Oh
for a good
no,
story.
I got 6 total.
So she narrows her eyes and looks at you and says, "That is true, but is this really the time to bring that up? I just
Ben.
survived. Give me a minute."
Ben, Palinor is determined. Would you like to expend this condition to add an opportunity to this seemingly failed
No, it's
check?
okay. I look down in shame and say, I guess you're
Okay.
right.
Okay.
All right, saving the determination for later. Is there anything else that you'd like to do in this area?
I think, well, do we find like a map or anything to navigate the chasms?
I doubt it.
Do you want to look for stuff like that?
Yeah, I think we need to. I mean, I know that Talani and Jamari were kind of looking for
Well,
Okay.
items.
while Palinor looks for the map, I'd like to greet High Lady or Bright Lady Matal, and see how she's doing and how. Just I serve her house, so I think there should be some sort of like recognition, familiarity there.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I let her know, like you're in good hands. There's more familiar faces than your ex-boyfriend here. So
He says, "Thank you, Talani. I can see that I have fallen into an episode of a CW show, and I'm going to need a steady presence in these times."
yeah, I rouse her presence. She is now determined.
Okay, she is determined as well. Excellent.
Can I start
Um,
looting bodies?
Yeah. Let's let Ben
Because-
do his search for, and then Jamari, I think you would definitely loot bodies.
So is
Okay.
this a perception?
Let's say it's a. So what are you doing to look for the map?
Well, I'm just like I'm also looking on bodies, but I'm just kind of like lifting up pieces of bridge. I'm looking for anybody. Do we have like a scout? I know that one of the scouts was
Ved was killed.
Ved was a scout in this narrative. Was Ved still in the clutches of the chasm fiend?
Ved was like bitten in half, and half was swallowed, and the other half is like, you could probably find half of Ved if you.
Ben searches
look?
for bed.
Well, Ved might have a map. He's a scout.
Okay, Ben looks for mangled corpses.
I'm looking for a map. All right, I think that Ved might
Would
have
you-
a
All
map.
right, look at.
Would you
Looking for a
recognize
map.
Ved's lower half? Like, you think you'd recognize that?
He knew what clothes bed was wearing.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Okay.
Steven just said half. All right, it could have been his upper half. Okay.
Okay, roll
I'm looking for maps.
Yeah, you're looking for maps. You're looking through everything. Also, I mean, like the carriage itself fell, right? So that's like splintered ruins of the or the wagon, I guess. So you're looking everywhere, and go ahead and roll a perception again, I guess.
Okay.
A lot of perceiving so far.
Okay, I got 11 total.
Okay. So as you look, you don't find anything, but Elia calls over and says, dang, what's your name again?
Palanor.
Palinor. Palinor, what are you doing? Can you just calm down for a second?
I say absolutely whatever you desire.
Oh my gosh. What a simp.
This is the
Okay.
leadership guy. I'm not
I-
getting leadership vibes.
Listen,
From this simp.
servant leadership. All right.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I'm searching corpses like
Yes.
specifically for valuables because
Okay,
I
so
only-
go ahead
I
and roll
need-
a thievery.
I only need
Check.
200 marks.
Right. To buy off your indentured servitude.
Yeah. All right. Let's.
I wrap up Doral with some of our
Ah,
our
dang it.
healing items. So
Your
he's
bandages.
also
I only
Yeah.
got 8.
yeah.
Dang, yeah, with 8, you are not able to find anything. Unfortunately, you look through a lot of pockets and things, and there's nothing there. Did you already use up your
Yeah.
what was the okay?
I used it to find the supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no additional thievery. Jake, or Talani, as you're talking to Elia Martel, she says, Talani, as the only level-headed person that I see around at the moment, just so you know, I do have a map of the area, and I can assist with helping us
Yeah.
get out of here.
Okay, so I'm expert in archaeology and yeah, is that what it says? Yeah.
Okay.
And so I don't know if that would help us here, but yeah, I'll look over the map. I've got decent cognitive stats. So
Okay. Yeah, look over for I just do an archaeology
Insight.
check. That's something you can do.
it's weird. It says I'm an expert in archaeology, but I don't see archaeology as a skill. So
Okay. Insight seems reasonable, yeah.
okay. Yeah, I'll do an insight. Ooh, that was a nat 1.
Ooh.
But it's with the nat 1, it is a +2, so a 3.
All right, you're looking
Dang.
at the map, and it's kind of hard to decipher, and some drool kind of trickles out of your mouth and drops on the map and makes it even harder to read since it's a little bit shredded. But Elia then slaps you and
well-
points and says, "Look, we're here, and we're trying to get to here for where the supposed ruins are. But let's see if we can chart a path out." And so you're looking at that together.
Is her
As
name
you-
really Elia Martel?
Martel.
Oh, Martel.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Martel would be. Did I say that? I probably said that accidentally.
A nat 1 does trigger a complication.
Does it always? Okay, I wasn't sure if that was only in plot. That's always what happens.
Yeah, nat 1s and 20s trigger complications and
Okay.
opportunities.
My attempt to make a complication on the nat one was just to say the map is like a little bit more smudged. Do you want to come
Okay.
up with a different complication?
That sounds good. I think that I'll leave the
Okay.
complications to you.
Okay.
I'll determine the opportunities for me.
Okay.
Things aren't looking good for us so far.
So the 2 surviving soldiers, which is Selenor and his buddy over there that you haven't met yet, are the first to give up the search for supplies or survivors. Captain Selenor mutters, "We need to get moving before that chasm fiend returns." The heavy-set spearman beside him nods, then shouts up to the chasm, "Help! Help us!" Selenor slaps him. "Varda, you creme-sucking idiot. You'll bring that beast down on us." Even so, both men look up at the edge of the chasm, but there's no response.
Okay, I have gathered myself and I am prepared to use my leadership capabilities and make a decisive command. So
Okay.
I say, okay, everybody gather around. We need to coordinate our next move.
I
And
feel like he needs to roll persuasion for that.
well, I have leadership, which I have +5 in.
Oh.
I feel like
Okay,
this is
roll a leadership test as you attempt to gather.
Okay. Okay, I get 12 total.
Okay, so you are able to gather Jamari and Talani, and Alaya kind of rolls her eyes, but she says, "Okay, what's your latest idea, Palinor? I remember you're good at these types of things."
Okay,
But over there, Captain Selenor and Varda say, "Storm off, you idiot bridgeman."
so
And
shoot,
yeah,
sorry.
oh,
I was
yeah,
gonna say
so
as part of this decisive command, I'm spending one focus to coordinate with an ally. I'm gonna coordinate with Jamari. That's you, Jake, right?
that's right. That's Ryan.
Oh, that's right. Wait, I need Talani. Gonna coordinate with Talani.
The Ardent,
Um,
yeah.
so as the Ardent attempts to coordinate with Mattel on where to go next.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm
So
gonna
yeah, go ahead and
do
roll for that, I guess. Or wait,
no, that was just
you're
me.
just
That was part of my
yeah.
decisive
You already
command.
rolled. Okay.
So I took away a focus in order to do that.
And okay, so you are now coordinated. You're all looking at the map together, and you come up with a bit of a plan. Like we can go down to the south here and over to the east, and hopefully we'll make our way through. So you've got a little bit of an idea of where to go. Um, Now Selenor and Varda over there are still causing trouble, and Elia Martell starts to speak, and she says, "Perhaps we should," but Selenor interrupts her. "Brightness, this entire storming suicide mission is your fault. Just do as I say." An anger spread pool like blood at the captain's feet. He shouts at Varda to get moving, then stalks toward the old bridgeman Doral. "We'll leave this one as bait for the chasm fiend." Selenor unsheathes his sword and holds it above the older man. For a moment, the captain's green eyes seem to flash red.
Over my dead body.
Yeah,
Um,
you got it. What are you gonna do about that?
I'm going to do a cheap shot.
So you're going to attack?
Well, no, I'm not going to attack. But
I mean, that is something you could do.
I also start walking menacingly over.
Okay.
wait, so he's holding it, threatening this.
He said that his plan is to leave Doral as bait for the chasm fiend, and he unsheathes his sword, and you see his green eyes flash red. Those are the key
All right,
pieces.
I'm spending one focus to cheap shot him.
Okay. So you are going to okay. So that's going to start a combat sequence. But since no one's fighting yet, I'll give you the cheap shot, and then from there we'll see what happens.
Okay. So
So
can I raise the stakes?
it says part of cheap shot is raising the stakes. Yeah.
All right. So I roll a
So you're making a thievery attack. So you're gonna roll a d20 against their cognitive defense, and then raise the stakes. And then if it's a hit, they suffer 4 damage and get stunned. And then you can spend an opportunity to steal one item from them. So since you raise the stakes, if you are successful in raising the stakes, you get an opportunity. You can use that opportunity to steal from them, assuming it's hit. So we'll have to see how it plays out.
oh, okay. Well, I got a 10.
And did you
My
add your thievery plus
I
4?
added my thievery attack.
And we're going to raise the stakes, so that's going to be also roll a d6.
I got a 4.
Okay, so 4. Unfortunately, we again fail to raise the stakes. So that means the attack is going to miss. The stakes are not raised. And dang, he's not stunned, which would have been very helpful. But you can graze if you'd like, which uses another focus and
There's an
you can't.
opportunity. Is that the same as a focus?
No,
When I
an
hit-
opportunity is what happens when you raise the stakes and roll a 5 or 6.
Okay, how much focus do I have?
It's
Oh,
right
I
under
see.
your
I have 4.
intellect.
You
Okay,
have 4.
I have 4, so I just used 1 focus to do that. And is focus regenerated on a
Short
on a
rest, you
rest.
can.
short rest?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna use a focus again to hit or
graze?
graze.
Okay. So you failed to hit, but you can graze. So you are doing, I'm assuming this is with your knife, right? So
Yeah.
that means you can do damage from the knife, and the knife is just a d4. So roll the d4 and you'll do that much damage with the graze.
My gosh, these rolls. I got rolled a 1.
You rolled 1 damage. Okay. Ryan pings him for 1 damage.
It's a graze.
Yes, yeah, you did something. The idea with the grazing is they want everyone to feel like they're doing something, even if the rolls are bad. Like there's at least something that they can contribute. I kind of like that. Where in
Yeah.
normal D&D, like if you miss everything, you're just like, well, I suck.
So
Yeah.
till it says on a hit or a graze, you can spend an opportunity.
Yeah,
What-
but you don't have an opportunity because you didn't roll a 5 or 6.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See how that with good rolls, see how that would have worked.
Yeah. If I got
So-
a 5 or a 6 on the raise the stakes, I would have had an opportunity to. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does Selenar do?
Yeah, so Selenor, yeah, he drops Doral to the ground and he stalks towards you. His sword is already out. He raises it above his head. You can see his eyes are still flashing red, and he screams out in an attack, and you are all gonna have to fight him now.
Okay, so I kick up my long spear from where
Well,
it's fallen.
so
Ben's
so
like,
we're
I've
we're
been
entering into
waiting for this
combat.
for a long time.
Yeah, right. Finally.
Honor is
So-
dead, but I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, nice. Uh, so you have to decide if you're going to take a fast turn or a slow turn. And on a fast turn, you're going to move before anyone else, but you only get 2 actions. On a slow turn, you will move after anyone who takes a fast turn, and you get 3 actions.
Well, I think I need to do a fast turn because situation's dicey over there for
So does everybody decide now or just Ben?
You all decide.
Everybody.
You're all entering combat together. So you're
How
fighting
far away
against.
is he?
You're like you're like 20 feet away. Like they were kind of overdoing their own thing while Palinor had gathered everyone around, but they're now running towards you. So it's Selenor and his man Varda.
And how far away are they from Doral?
So they dropped Doral. So I guess Doral had been kind of sitting over there, away from everyone else, nursing his broken leg. You had gone over there. You went back over to the main area where the wagon fell down, and you were looting through there. So Doral is on the other side. So it's like they're in between you and Doral. And
Right. How far
Doral's
away are
kinda
they
left-
from Doral though?
Oh, they're like 5 feet away from Doral. They're just stalking towards
Okay.
you right now.
So they could still attack him pretty easily. Okay.
If they decided to go back, yeah, they'd be pretty close to him.
Okay. I'm going to go fast. Yeah, I'll be fast.
Okay. Jamari, are you going to go fast or slow?
I'm gonna go fast. Do they
Okay.
do they have any ranged weapons on them?
One of them has a spear. Which
Like
could be drone.
I guess that I can see.
Yeah, you can see. I mean, that's something that you can see for sure. So Varda has a long sword and a knife and a shield. Oh no, sorry, that's Selenor. Selenor has a long sword, a knife, and a shield. Varda's the spearman, and he has a bow and a spear. So he does have a bow. Yeah.
Okay.
So you will each get 2 actions, and you saw the little summary of what you can do on your turn. So those are all the things you can use your actions for. And keep in mind, you can use focus for dodging or grazing, or I think a couple of other things. So you're all going fast. So go ahead and tell me what you're going to do. You can decide amongst yourselves. You can coordinate who is going to go first, since you all did fast together. And if you can't decide, whoever has the highest speed will go first.
Okay, I'm on my turn. I'm going to use my steadfast challenge to challenge both of them. It will do a discipline test versus their spiritual defense, and on a success, they'll become disoriented and gain disadvantage on tests against me until the end of their next turn. So I'm basically like calling them out. That's gonna be my idea. So I'm not gonna be. That'll be both my actions. I won't be able to move or make any other attacks. So I don't know. I'm trying to think what disoriented does. I'm trying to find it. It might be better if I do that first in case I do get them disoriented. Then your other attacks might be better on them.
Disoriented is senses are disrupted. You can't use reactions. Senses are obscured. Perception checks gain disadvantage.
Okay.
So I think for my moves, I'm I have to spend a move to move over there, and then I'm gonna strike. I'm gonna strike Selenar.
You're just going straight for him.
I mean, he's picking Odium's or the the grasp of Odium right now. So
But we don't know that.
well, I mean,
his eyes are flashing red.
his eyes are flashing red. What's that called?
The thrill.
The thrill is yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess, do we know that as characters?
I
You
know that he's walking threateningly towards you.
You probably don't know what the thrill is, but
Okay.
you do know that it doesn't look good.
And
I know lore, so I probably know what the thrill is.
yeah.
Oh, do you? Okay.
I'm an expert in lore.
I'm also, just so we know, when I'm moving over, I use banter to say I've been waiting a long time for this moment.
Roll a
I'm
banter
enjoying-
check.
I'm enjoying your banter. Okay, well, so are you guys just coordinating amongst yourselves? Because the first thing you have to decide is what order you're doing this all in.
Well, I'd primarily just want to get behind Ben because he probably has some more armor than I do.
Okay. I can go first then, and then maybe eliminating their reactions will I don't know what they can do on their reactions.
Sounds
but-
like a good plan. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're calling them out somehow?
Yeah, so I have to, it's a I'm calling them out. I basically appeal to the authority of the Almighty and say the Almighty be ashamed of them for taking advantage of the weak in this way. And like they're sullying their honor. So I will roll. It says I do a discipline test, and it's versus their spiritual defense.
Okay.
So,
And you can target both of them?
I'm doing two actions, so it'll be two. The first
okay.
one will be the captain, and the second one will be his portly fellow.
Okay.
So I got a 23 and a 22.
Oh, yeah. They are. Yeah, their honor has been sullied big time, and they're now disoriented, so they can't use reactions, and their senses are obscured, which means they can't see as far. So there's a stat that's like senses, and so for them it's 10 feet, so they can only sense things within like 10 feet while they're obscured, and their perception checks gain disadvantage. So okay.
And they have disadvantage on checks against me until the end of my next turn, or their next turn.
Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna have Palinor run up, and yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, so I think my first I can only moving counts for one of my
Moving
things, right?
is an
Yeah.
action, yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so I'm going to question. So for strike, it says make one attack. You may spend 2 focus to offhand strike with a second weapon. On any miss, you may spend 1 focus to graze. Can I strike at Selenar and do an offhand strike at the whatever his friend's name is?
Barda. I don't think they're next to each other quite as much. Like Selenor ran up really aggressive, and Barda is just kind of like just realizing that he needs to follow. So Varda is maybe, still back with what's his face, Ryan's friend.
So I'm
Laurel?
gonna spend 2 focus. So that drops me all the way down to 1 to do a strike and an offhand strike. So I think
Against Selenor.
against
Okay.
Selenor. I'm primarily aiming to immobilize him. But I'm using my spear, so I get a +5 versus physical. So
Okay,
that
so
means
roll. Yeah, so roll a d20 to see how your strike goes.
okay. D20. So do I add the 5 to that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll. Ooh, 19 total.
Okay, so you connect with your spear and deal damage. How much damage?
How much damage? How do I figure that out?
It'll say for your spear what it is.
Oh, shoot, sorry, that's +5 is I think what the damage is. So it says long spear : +5. So I don't think I should have added that to the
I think no, I'm
No.
pretty sure you still do. Do you not? I don't know what the rules
But
are
if
on this.
does it say +5 versus physical?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's to hit.
So
So
I do
that's
add
on
that.
the D20. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's on the yeah, so you're good. And then yeah, because it also says 1d8 +5 keen damage. So you're now you hit. So now you're gonna roll the 1d8
And add 5 to that as well.
5 to that. And that'll be the
Okay.
spear damage.
11 total.
Nice, 11 damage. And he does have a deflect of 2, so it's going to take off 2. I guess it should have deflected Ryan's graze, but too late. It's already been applied. So you get that spear.
It was a cheap shot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you get that spear nice up and into him. And then an offhand strike. Is that different? Offhand strike. Is that any different than a regular strike?
I don't. It says with a offhand strike with
Well,
a
you
second
don't
weapon.
have. I don't think you have a second weapon.
Hmm. Okay, maybe. Well, I do have a.
You don't have anything because you're
I do have
two-handing the spear.
Yeah.
Yeah, spears are two-handed.
Two-handed. Okay.
Yeah. So
But
you
I
cannot
could.
do an
I
offhand
could do it
strike.
unarmed, where I can like kick him, right? Under my weapons, I have unarmed.
I guess so. Yeah, okay. Offhand strike with the foot. I guess that's
I'm
allowed.
gonna stomp on his freaking foot right now.
Does it
Okay.
cost another action to strike the second time though?
The
No,
offhand
'cause
strike is a
I've spent 2 focus.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, no. It is. It says 2 focus and an action.
Wait, what? It says strike may one attack. You may spend 2 focus. Oh, and
And
that's what that little
action.
triangle means.
Yeah.
Okay,
So no.
I'll just take back my focus.
You've run
then.
up and you've struck, so that's a good turn, but you're out
Okay.
of moves.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, now Jamari, you were running up behind Palinor.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared of this guy storming towards me with the sword, and I'm still pretty weak, so I'm getting some distance from him, about 20 feet away, so that I can do a short ranged attack.
Okay. Are you throwing your knife then? Is that what that is?
I guess yeah, I guess I can throw my knife.
Yeah. So your only weapon is a knife and you can throw it.
I have 2 knives. I have 2
Okay.
concealed knives, so I'll try
So you
throwing
could-
one.
You could offhand those maybe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can spend 1 focus to strike again with a knife. I'm just gonna try throwing a knife though.
Okay. So they were within 20 feet, so you don't need to move if you don't want to. You could have just stood there. Do you want to do that and conserve an action?
Oh, does it take an action to run away?
Moving takes an action.
Oh, then I'm just gonna attack him. I'm not gonna run away.
Okay, so you stand there and throw your knife, and that's going to be 1 action. So let's see how that goes. So roll a d20.
Oh heck yeah. I got 14 plus
4.
4. So 18.
Yep. So your knife embeds itself in his flesh, and you deal 4d4 plus
So
4 damage.
4d4.
Or sorry, 1d4.
Man,
My bad. I got the 4s mixed up.
right, maybe he should have been attacking his friend. He was
I only
already
got one. Okay,
pretty-
1d4 plus 4 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 2
5.
plus 4 is 6.
Okay. And he's got deflective 2, so you deal 4 damage. So he's got a spear embedded in him from Ben, and he's got the knife from Ryan. And he's
Well,
his
it was
eyes.
just a quick stab. It wasn't like
No,
embedding.
you threw it. You threw the thing, right?
No, I thought I was close enough. I decided not to run away.
No, so you started 20 feet away. So any movement would take
Wait,
an
but last
action.
turn I did a cheap shot against him.
Yeah, he was like rising up to strike him.
Oh, right. You're right. So you started right next to him. That's right. My bad. Okay. So you're right there. So now you have one more action if you want to do something else.
I think we need to do something about his friend.
So I'm a little worried actually if I stay close to him, because they get 3 actions.
Well,
They
they're probably doing a
did-
fast turn as well, right?
No. I think it's up to me to determine what they do, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like Selenor's doing a fast turn because he's coming after you, and Bard is doing a slow turn because he's a little slow to the uptake. So Barda will get 3 and Selenor will get 2.
So at this point, Ben and I are both standing next to Selenor.
Yeah.
Okay, so he won't only attack me. And
And he
Jake
doesn't
is
have
like,
any reactions. So you typically a reaction is like a
if I try and run
uh,
away.
typically not
It's
everyone
on someone
has that,
else's
but
turn.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ben, how much health do you have? Left.
I have 12.
And how much armor do you have?
I deflect 2. Is that what you're asking?
What's your
What?
physical defense?
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
that's
15.
I guess I was asking more like, yeah, okay.
So you've got one more action. You could disengage, you could brace. I guess you don't have a shield, do you? So you can't really brace. Or you could do an offhand strike with your other knife, like Ben was trying to do.
that wouldn't take an action, that would take focus, right?
It's
And
a
Well,
bonus
it's
hand action.
both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I can't just attack him with my second action.
You could, but it would take 2 focus.
It would take
Wait, I think
just
Ryan's
says
asking why can't he
spend-
strike twice? Like
It
do the
says you
same
can
action
spend-
twice.
You can spend 2 focus and an action to do offhand strike.
Mine says spend 1 focus to strike again.
It might be his character. My
Oh,
character
yeah.
also lets me strike twice just for an additional focus instead of 2 focus. It might be because he's a thief.
Where does it say? Is that an offhand? Is that a cheap shot?
It says no, under
Mine-
my weapons, it says knife +4 versus physical. And then it says discreet, melee, thrown.
Oh, offhand.
ranged
Okay,
attack.
yeah. Okay, it sounds like the offhand is a little bit cheaper for you. Yeah.
So
you
I'm
wanted
gonna
to do that.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that then. And
Okay.
strike him again. So
Or you
do I
could
need
try to do another cheap shot.
oh, do I only I have no like maximum amount of cheap shots?
It just takes another action.
And focus, right?
And
Well,
focus, yeah.
I'm gonna use 1 focus right now to do the offhand attack.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a d20 for that.
Okay. All right. 8 plus do I add it? Sorry, what do I add for
+4. That's gonna be a miss. Unfortunately, you
dang it.
so you missed that. It took a focus to do that attempt. You can try to graze, which means spending an additional focus to graze, and you would roll a d4. I don't know if you should do that because he has a deflective 2. So there's a chance of just doing 0 damage.
All right, I'm gonna do a cheap shot now.
You're out of actions.
Wait, I
'Cause
didn't
you-
spend an action to do the offhand attack.
It does take an action.
It just says spend 1 focus to strike again.
On the actions sheet, it says offhand strike. Takes 2 focus and an action to do offhand strike. So I think this is just modifying that, saying spend 1 focus instead of 2.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you get offhand strikes without an action. Like that doesn't sound right. It's gonna take an action for that.
Okay. All right, then I'm just done.
Okay, so Selenor is injured, but he is still very much in the fight, and he's right next to you guys. So I guess I should have reviewed his things here. Okay, luckily I didn't miss any of his traits or reactions. We're good. So he's got 2 actions. He is going to like he's gonna do his Berserker Rage for 2 focus. So he roars out, the thrill surges within him. Even though you guys don't know about the thrill, it's searching for sure.
I know
So
about the thrill.
yeah, Jake knows about thrill. So maybe
Well, I know
you
about
say
it, but-
it's the thrill.
It's the thrill.
He's
So
thrilled.
his the next strike that targets a character within 5 feet deals an additional 4 damage on a hit. So he deals extra damage. So he takes out, he's got his longsword out already, and he also doesn't like Palinor very much. It's a mutual hatred. And so he swipes out with his longsword to try to take him down. And let me roll a d20 to see how he does. It's a 15 plus 4, so I think he hit you, Ben. Palinor.
So he would need to exceed Ben's physical defense
Yeah. It's a
for
19.
successful.
I think it's gonna exceed. And it's 3 plus 4, so 7 damage. Subtract your deflect, which I think you said was 2, so that's gonna be 5 damage for you, Ben.
5 damage after I freaking nailed the
Uh-huh.
guy? Dang, dude.
But since the thrill is surging within him, it's an additional 4 damage.
What?
So it's gonna be 9 damage against you.
What?
Well,
Dude.
this guy's OP.
Yeah.
What? How much damage did I take from him?
You took 9 damage.
9 damage.
I take 9 from him and he took 9 from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 1 action,
It-
by the way.
It is really hard to tell who is the better suitor. Things are pretty toe to
9 and
toe right
9.
now.
They're
Yeah.
even-handed. Okay. Well, I got 3 left.
All right. Well, hopefully you can stay alive here.
Oh no. We're gonna
So-
join bed.
Yeah, not having bed is a little challenging here.
Ved's dead.
Yeah, bed is dead. I guess he's gonna make a knife attack. He's also got a knife, so he can use his offhand to knife out Orion. That's gonna take up the rest of his focus. So he rolls a d20. It's an 11. So I think he missed you, right?
I have 14 physical defense.
Okay. So the knife is a miss, and that's
Sucker.
his turn. So he is done.
Holy cow.
All right, now it's Barda's turn. Barda's a little ways away. He had a slow turn, so he uses 1 action to run up to everyone else. And let's see. That takes 2, so he's got 2 actions left. So he's got his spear, and he attacks Jamari as well with his spear. It's d20. It's a 10 plus 4, 14. Does that hit?
I mean, it equals my physical defense. Does it need to exceed?
No, ties hit.
Highest hit. And that's going to be see. Oh, okay, so it's not going to be a ton of damage though, luckily. It's just
I have
4.
one deflect.
Okay, so you take a total of 4 damage.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Well, I'm at two health.
And he's got one more
We're not
action.
doing great, you guys. We're not doing great.
He's got one more action, and he doesn't have an offhand because he can't really do a bow with an offhand. That would be weird. He will just disengage and kind of hop back a little ways. Okay.
I also want to make sure that we took into account Jake's like massive ability, like his challenge, and how this all unfolded.
Yeah. Well, that disabled any reactions, which would have had Selenor doing a lot of bad things to you. So that was helpful.
Okay. Good job.
Selenor had some reactions that probably would have killed you. So
good job, Jelani.
Begs the question. Oof. Should I do it again? I have 2 more focus points, or I could use it to do more damage
Does it only do it for 1 round?
till the end of their next turn. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
is that status?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the round. I guess the NPCs could go as well, but they don't really have anything useful to do. So
What's
It's-
what's Aaliyah doing?
Yeah, wouldn't Aaliyah be like, "Hey, Dad, calm down," or not, Dad?
oh no.
Wouldn't she be like,
Ben got pwned so hard by this guy that he starts calling him dad.
Wouldn't she say, "Don't fight. It's not worth it. I obviously love Palinar."
This guy's in the thrill. He's not gonna care.
All right, we'll try it. Elia will try to do that.
Hey, she's determined. So if she fails,
I don't really know what her stats are.
opportunities.
She rolled a 19 though. So okay.
Oh,
so,
nice.
So she calls out.
She couldn't have done this before the fighting.
No, she took a slow turn. Yeah.
She's got...
So
what about
that
Doral? Can he grab somebody's ankle, man?
We're just trying to find
okay,
defend
Doral's turn is
Doral.
next.
Doral's crawling
So-
away, dude. He's like,
so
I'm out of here.
By doing that, she took him out of the thrill. So his
nice.
thrill bonus is now gone.
Oh, we got a
And,
bonus for that?
Yeah, that's why
Yeah,
he did
dude,
an
he
extra,
took away an
extra
extra
4 damage. Yeah, so that thrill bonus is
I
gone.
thought that was just a battle cry that he did.
He was
He
channeling.
he kind of did both.
Who's
Okay, so
unmade
Doral.
that does the thrill? I can't
Uh-oh.
remember.
Which one?
That does
the
thrill.
unmade?
Yeah.
I don't remember. You have to look that up. They all have weird
Yeah.
names.
Well, I shouldn't have
Yeah.
brought it up. We look like noobs.
I thought you
Yeah.
know lore.
Is it
I don't.
Mollyok?
Talani
that?
does. Yeah.
I'm looking that up. I'm going with Meliok, something like that.
Nergal.
Dang it.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Is Meliok even a thing?
Spell it.
Yes. Something like that. Because one of them is named after Molech, I'm pretty sure. So that sounds right.
Or is it? Okay.
Okay. I was close.
Yeah.
Points for close. Yeah. Moliok. That's the one that does the death rattles.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's back to okay, we'll let Doral go. So Doral crawls along and he pulls out his dagger and he stabs down to Varda, who's closest to him. And let's see how he does.
Hey,
So-
he's not going out without a fight.
No, he's like Bridge 9.
Bridge
He
9?
rolled
Well, I jumped in to help him out, and he knows that what's his name is Selenor does not have his
Yeah.
best interests at heart.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm
he
just
hit
really proud
he
of
hit
Doral.
Varda. He hit Varda for 3 damage with a knife in the ankle.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice job.
That's my
Um,
boy, Doral.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Okay, so it's back around to your turn. So you have to decide again, do you want a fast turn or a slow turn?
If I do a fast turn, I could do my demoralizing thing, this challenge again, but that'd be all I could do. Or if I go fast, I could try to do some damage with it. But then I'd have to spend an action to move anyways. It's probably best. What do you guys think?
You don't have any ranged attacks?
No, I just have unarmed weapons.
I feel like we gotta move fast, honestly. I think if we
Okay,
move
yeah.
slow, they're gonna kill us.
Okay, going fast. Do you guys want me to go first again, or do you guys have something up your sleeves?
I think I want to try cheap shotting Selenor again, because if I can if I get a successful cheap shot, he's stunned until the end of his next turn.
Oh, nice. I'll let you go first then, because then if he's stunned, I'll use my other action to do something else.
All right,
Nice.
let's do it. I'm gonna do a cheap shot.
Okay.
So I have to spend 1 focus, which is the last of my focus.
Ooh, okay.
To attack him. So I'll roll a d20. And I got a 6 plus 4
I think
is
we're
10.
I think we're raising the stakes, first of all.
Oh,
Stakes have been
You
raised.
always
Ben
raise
is-
the stakes with
okay. All
with
right.
a cheap shot.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I got a 10 total. A
Okay, and
cognitive.
raise the stakes. Raise the stakes.
Okay, so I roll a d6 for that.
It's a
Mhm.
cognitive defense attack, right?
True.
That got a 6.
Oh, okay.
Good.
So that means the attempt to cheap shot failed because it wasn't high enough, but you raised the stakes, so you get an opportunity. So you can use your opportunity as part of the cheap shot to
Steal
no,
one
'cause
item on the target.
actually no, you
person.
can't, because that's a hit or a graze, and you missed the hit, and you don't have any focus to graze, so you're not able to do the steal, but you can still use the opportunity to change the narrative in a positive way.
Okay.
You can also
Um,
aid an ally.
Could aid an ally. By giving,
So-
would it give you advantage or?
Is there like a flanking?
Yeah, it's
like
advantage.
can I like go for a cheap shot, miss, but now I'm like behind him and posed. So for like my next attack, I'm going to like hit his back and then like a critical strike or something like that.
Ooh, I like that.
So
I think you can only change a hit into a critical hit, but
Well, I'm
since
not
you-
I'm
Well,
not
he's-
changing
trying-
this hit. I'm just
He's
Okay.
trying
for
to
my
influence
next
the narrative. Yeah,
for
So
my
his
next
next
hit.
hit. Yeah,
I think
like
it
that
can.
a lot.
I think it can get you into position to where your next attack will be with advantage. Since
Okay.
it's so you roll twice and you take the higher die.
But
Okay.
that would be your next turn though, Ryan. Alternative, you could say,
No, I
Take-
get
No,
two. I get
'cause-
two actions.
oh, you get two
Well,
actions. Okay.
I don't think you have focus to do. Oh,
It's
wait,
just
but
one
you
more
did,
focus.
You did cheap shot, so you haven't taken strike action.
Yeah,
yet.
I haven't.
So you
yeah.
can still strike. Yeah.
All right, so I roll 2 d20s and I take the higher one,
Mm-hmm.
which is 16 plus 4 is 20.
Nice. Okay, so you hit him.
And now I roll a d4.
D4 plus 4 for the damage.
So that's 7. 3 plus
7 damage?
4. 3 plus 4 is 7. Yeah.
And he's got a deflective 2. So he takes 5 damage and he staggers around and he's like, he doesn't look good. Blood is seeping everywhere. But he's still up.
Is this
What?
Barda or is this Selenor?
Selenor.
Selenor. Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
that's the end of my turn.
am I good to do you want to go next, Ben, or do you want me to do the challenge next?
I think I mean because we still have the other guy that's around,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because
Barney, I'll
I
just-
only,
If we kill Selenor, do you think there's a chance we might be able to talk this guy down?
I bet so, yeah. I bet we could.
well, are we trying to kill him or just impair it? Like, because he is our squad leader, or he is the captain.
We're trying to kill Selenor. This dude is.
I'm trying
I
to
mean-
to reach peace. That's what
I'm just.
trying to do.
I'm gonna say I don't want to be the one that kills Elias.
Okay,
You can
I
do
will.
it. You could do some sort of like I'm sure it allows for a non-lethal hit. Just
Yeah,
incapacitate.
Some incapacitating hit.
Leave him for the chasm
some
fiend.
false, like a false swipe, or
I mean, didn't you already stab him once though?
Oh, Ryan, one other thing. So since he is no longer disoriented or whatever Jake's thing was, he uses his last shot reaction and deals 2 damage to you. Since you
Do I
attacked
get a
him.
deflect 1?
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
you get whatever deflect, yeah.
So I'm at 1.
All right,
Okay.
I think that means I should go next, Ben, to
Okay.
challenge to get rid of those reactions. And I think this is a moment to raise the stakes. We got one guy with 1 hit point left.
This sounds like a raise the stakes time for
Ben,
sure.
I don't know how many you have, Ben, but so starting with Selenor, I'm going to steadfastly challenge him, and that is a 16 against his spiritual defense.
Okay, you have successfully once
Okay.
again made him feel like a Kremling.
Okay, and then the plot die is a 2. Uh-oh.
Okay, so that means you add 2 to
Add
your
4.
challenge, which is so it's going to be successful, but something bad happens. It's
Wait, what was Jake's action again? What exactly were you doing to
Jake makes him
was-
feel bad about himself.
Oh, once
Like
again,
that helps so
challenging.
much.
wait, so you were yelling like obscenities at him or what?
No, I'm challenge. I am. Yeah, it's called a steadfast challenge, and it says I can disorient them.
So maybe he accidentally disorients Ben or I. Maybe roll like a d6, and if it's a 1 through 3, you disorient Ben, and if it's a 4 through 6, you
I don't like
disorient
that.
me.
That's gonna really change the tides of the battle right now.
that's going to be more negative than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So the things
Like-
that can happen with the complication are hinder an ally, become distracted, or influence the narrative.
I think it has to influence the narrative so that Elia in her attempts to calm things down actually makes things worse.
Okay. But she's already done that. The thing that's
okay.
happening is Jake is calling out.
Maybe the
Yeah.
thrill comes back.
Whoa!
How about this? How about this? So Jake calls out, and Elia, realizing that Selenor is Selenor's feeling bad.
dying.
Like he's dying, but he's also like realizing what he's done. She says, "Don't kill him. I love him."
Oh, would you rather have the thrill come back and possibly die, or find out the love of your life truly is not into you? What's worse for Palinor here?
That is
Well, dying
crippling.
is permanent. You can always change your feelings later. But
Would you
can't
rather
if you're
die
dead.
believing your love loves you, or live knowing she doesn't?
Okay, well,
Well, she
I'm
doesn't
still
right now.
I'm still absurdly confident with my ability to win her affection that I'm still not gonna take the killing blow because I know that will forever prejudice her against me.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then Steven, so I got a 19 against Vara as well
Okay.
to
Sorry,
disorient.
yeah. Yep.
Am I raising the
disoriented.
stakes against them as well?
No, I
or-
think I think the
Okay.
stakes were
Just-
raised
okay.
sufficiently with Selenor.
Okay.
Okay, so Palinor, your turn.
Okay, well, I am also gonna raise the stakes if I can.
Well, what are you doing?
Well, okay, so I'm gonna attempt to because I'm already in the thick of things, so I have two moves. I is there a way to is there a way to just incapacitate him? Can I do like a two-handed melee to like the back of his head so it just knocks him out?
Okay, I feel like that's possible. I mean, yeah, sure.
What are you wielding? A spear?
Yeah,
I mean, you can strike at him with the spear rather than
Just
stab.
a blunt
right?
end. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, so I'm gonna try and
Yeah, you're a
do
master of the spear.
a
Okay,
swift blow to
okay.
the head.
Okay, we'll raise the stakes for this crucial plot piece.
Okay.
So roll
Okay.
a d20.
Ooh, here we go. Here we go, boys. Do I add 5 to that too?
Yeah.
Okay. So total is gonna.
That's a bad roll.
Did you get a natural one?
No, I got a 3 + 5, so I got 8.
Okay, let's raise the stakes. So roll a d6.
Okay.
Can Ben
do
still
I-
graze him?
Do I add anything to it?
He can graze.
No, you don't
What is
add
the
anything.
what is the d6?
It is a 4.
So a 3 and 4 mean nothing really happens. So
Okay.
nothing happens with the plot die. You miss on the hit. You can graze if you have focus.
Well, I also still have another action, right?
You do have another action, yeah.
So I'm thinking I should just try and hit him again.
But
Well,
you
that would
can only do
require
one. You can only do one strike per turn.
Oh,
Like the strike action, you can only take once, and
I
you
can-
don't have an offhand weapon.
oh.
You could try to.
Oh.
I guess you could try to do the unarmed, like kick to the head or something.
Unarmed is still a +4.
Yeah.
Yeah. But can I do a graze first and then see if I can?
Yeah, I feel like you
Yeah.
should try the graze.
Okay, I'll do a graze.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
So
do
now
I
you're-
lose? I lose
so
one focus or something.
You lose a focus and you deal the weapon damage. So just roll the d8 for the
D8.
spear only. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I don't add anything to it, right?
No, just the d8. Yeah.
Okay. Now
It's a 1.
The 1.
Okay, he only had 1 hit point left, so 1 is enough, and it's appropriate that it was a graze because that's like what you were
Yes!
trying to do anyway. So you whack him across the side of the head, and he's severely injured but still alive. Varda, upon seeing Selenor fall to the ground, drops his weapons as well and says, "We don't need to fight. I would really just like to survive this." Elia shrieks out because she doesn't know what's happened. She thinks maybe he's dead, and she runs to his side.
She runs into my arms.
Selenor.
Whoa,
No,
whoa.
no, she runs to Selenor. Selenor. And yeah,
Ben
Palinar's
says,
like this as she's like running over as she runs past Selenor.
Ben says, I'm your daddy now.
Hold on. I feel like I had an opportunity at some point that I could influence this plot.
no, man, you've already influenced the plot a lot. Okay.
Yeah, you rolled a 4 last time you influenced the plot.
So Elias speaks up, and the violet-eyed noblewoman addresses all the survivors. "I'm sorry for all of this. If you can see me safely home, I'll see that you're rewarded by the High Prince. But please, we need to get away from the Great Shell because, we're still concerned about the chasm fiend that's around, right? I guess that's what's written. It's a little at odds with where we're at here. So she also says, but we need to, we also need to bring Selenor to safety. I love him, and if there's any way that he can survive as well, I will repay all of you."
Okay, I'm not helping out Selenor. I'm helping out my bro Doral.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
so
team
you
Doral.
run to Doral.
I'm team Doral. I'm also team Elia though. So
I say
will-
to
will help
her, I'm like, if you want him back, you can carry him yourself. And then I go walk over to Doral.
Can I bind up Selenor, like patch some wounds, but also like tie him up with some vines,
Just like
or something
stabilize
nearby?
him so he's not gonna just like die.
Stabilize him so he doesn't die, but then also like restrain him so he doesn't come at us again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll like a.
There's a
that seems
medicine one.
It almost seems more like a crafting because you're trying to like tie him up. I don't know. I want to use crafting.
You want to use
Okay.
crafting?
Yeah.
I have a +2 to crafting. Let's try it out. Nat 20, baby. 22. So that comes with an opportunity.
Okay, so an opportunity. Would you like to raise the stakes or do something else?
Well, the opportunity, raising the stakes will let me roll a plot die, which would
Oh,
give me an
sorry.
opportunity.
Yeah, I get all the terms confused. Do you want to influence the narrative?
Does it? So it's influence narrative, critical hit, which doesn't apply.
Recover one
advantage.
focus or give an ally an advantage.
How about
I'm
I have
out of
a-
focus, so recovering a focus would be great. unless you guys can think of a narrative use.
Well, I think that there's a world in which the Chol survived, and we can use the Chol to transport our
Are wounded.
our
Either
wounded.
that or Jake. I mean, because it's while he's if Jake doesn't want a if you don't want like the focus, maybe like you bind him up really well and you also like you bind him to a stretcher or something that makes him easy to transport.
Like a Chol.
All right. If Steven, I mean, let's see what
Okay.
Steven says.
Yeah,
Okay,
please.
sure. So you heal him up a bit. He's conscious. He's bound, and Elia is kind of at his side through all this. Palnor is at Elia's side, but it's kind of this awkward thing that's going on. Doral, you've gone to help Doral, right, Jamari? That was
Yeah, I
Okay.
gotta help Doral.
Yeah, so he's kind of limping along as well. His leg is broken, but okay, so as you're doing all this, to the west, clicking and scraping sounds echo through the chasm. They stop for a moment, then grow louder. The chasm fiend is on the move again.
Maybe we should leave
We can't,
Selenor.
we can't
As
rest.
bait.
So
Yeah, we can't
Yeah, you
rest.
wanted to leave Doral for bait. And
You know,
leave him.
one end you can hear the chasm fiend coming. The other end you have noticed from your map, like this is the way that you want to try to go. And if you look to the end, you can see that like towards the end of the chasm, it narrows and there's a crack, and it looks like there might be like a way to get like to use this to your advantage.
Like a crack as a passageway through, or a crack to rest in.
Well, you can't see entirely, but it looks like there's some space here.
Like a
the
crack
side
that
of the
a
chasm.
chasm fiend couldn't fit through.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Let's
wait.
go.
I'm gonna use my leadership. So +5.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, who's the other? Who is Salinar's right hand man?
Varda.
Varda.
Okay, so I say, Varda, you get Salinar. You're in charge of bringing him along with us. He's tied up, but you have to carry him. And
I feel like it might be a 2-person job.
I don't know.
Varda's
I
a
mean,
big guy.
do you
If
really?
he
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. If he throws Selenar over his shoulder, he could do it, but he's going to move slowly.
Well, I
just-
feel like that's the risk that we have to take. I mean, are we really that like concerned about their survival here?
Yes,
I think we are.
Are you concerned?
The complication is Elia is very concerned about
No,
Yeah.
I get that. We are doing what I'm ordering steps to be taken to ensure his survival. And then I say, Elia, take my hand.
I think you should carry him with.
All right, roll for the leadership to see if Varda is following your orders with Selenar.
Wait, what about
So
my
roll-
hand?
Yeah, that's a whole different story.
Okay.
Roll a d20.
I am like rethinking every moment of Ben's dating life that I've witnessed. Like thinking about all the things I didn't witness, like what happened behind.
Okay. We don't. This is D&D. Okay.
All
So,
right.
do I add 5 to this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Total is 10.
Oh,
Okay, with 10, I mean, Varda wants to help Selenar anyway, so he grudgingly agrees and he picks him up and he throws him over his shoulder. He's going to move at half speed, but I mean, is that what you're doing? Like, are you trying to run?
He's
Yeah,
trying to grab her hand.
No, we're making our way to the crevasses.
We're trying to, yeah,
Uh-huh.
the crack in the wall. We're trying to
Yeah.
move as quickly as we can with. I mean,
Okay.
I'm helping Doral, who probably can't. He's probably moving at
Okay,
half
okay.
speed too.
So we've entered into what the game calls an endeavor, which is a series of checks that we're going to make as you try to accomplish a goal. So your goal is to escape the chasm fiend, and we're going to go through some rounds. And each time it's your turn, you can choose to like like Ryan, you're trying to help Doral. Ben, you're trying to order people around. You can try to do something, and if you achieve enough successes before failures, and those numbers are determined by the game, then you're able to, I guess, get some different outcomes. So let's start with Ryan, who's trying to help Doral. So go ahead and roll an athletics check in your attempt to help Doral escape.
Okay. I got a 5 and I add my athletics, which is 1. Oh crap. So I got a
Okay.
6.
So that is a failure. So I have made a note that your team has 1 failure. It's okay. You're still, nothing's happened yet, but
Okay.
yeah. Okay. Who's going next? And
I
tell
can
me
go
what you're
next.
trying to and tell me what you're trying to do.
I guess I'll also just try to help Doral over.
Okay.
Um,
So it's going to
What
be
check?
another athletics.
just athletics. Okay, yeah, that's good with me. Ooh, a nat 20 again.
Wow.
Which would be a 23, but I just realized I am exhausted, so I should have been doing a -1 on all checks during combat. I don't know if it would have made a difference, but here we are.
Oh well.
So it'd be a 22 with an
Mistakes have been
opportunity.
made along the way. No, that's fine. Yeah. So with an endeavor, the opportunities mean that the next player's test gets an advantage. So Ben, on your test, you'll get an advantage.
What
Also,
happened to Jake's last opportunity?
yeah, I was gonna say we didn't fulfill my last opportunity. We were trying to decide if you would
did we
allow
not?
the Chol to come or a stretcher of sorts, and if neither of those, then I was gonna take a focus point.
Yeah. Okay. Well, why don't you just take a focus point, because maybe you had
Okay.
assembled the Chol, but now you realize like the Chol plan is not going to work with the Chasm Fiend
Okay.
barreling down the chasm right now. Yeah.
I mean, we could leave the troll behind as bait.
I have a hard time believing the Chol survived the fall, but that's just me.
Hey, it has a shell.
Just
It
take the
tumbles
focus
around.
point, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Palinor, what is your action?
Wait,
Okay,
what about
so-
this one? What about this opportunity that Jake got? Or what does the nat
I'm
20
giving
do?
I'm giving Ben advantage.
Yeah,
Alright,
with
Ben,
the
don't
endeavor,
waste
with
it on
yeah.
Don't waste it on something
So
like
I whisk
kissing
I
her
whisk
hand.
I whisk Elia up into my arms
Oh my
because she
God.
is
Freak.
she has broken down into like crying.
Hysterics.
And so I start
Wow.
running
Sexist.
towards I mean
She resists. She does not want
she
to
resists.
she does
Wait.
not want to be pulled away from Selenor.
Wait, well, doesn't Ben get a roll for this?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that it's like
She's
it's hard to
resisting
do.
regardless.
Yeah.
Resisting. I can lift up to 500 pounds for the record. So
So you're just gonna power through the resistance.
I mean we
Also,
gotta
you
make it over there. She
You
doesn't
can
know
lift
what she's doing.
500 pounds? What the heck?
All right,
Okay.
Ben. I think you should
Dang.
try and pick something that's reasonable so
Okay,
that you
well-
can use the advantage to
No,
to-
I feel like that's what Ben's doing. It's gonna you can try to do it. It's just gonna be a little bit harder.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Roll the
What-
d20. Give it 2 rolls with advantage.
is this okay? What's my advantage?
You
You
just
roll
roll
2
twice.
and pick the
You
highest.
get the higher number.
And do I add anything here? Would this be athletics?
It's athletics still.
Oh, so I can
It's a-
add a 4. Okay,
It's
perfect.
not like
Yeah.
intimidation.
That's what it seems like.
We're still classifying it as assisting a character.
Okay. Jeez. All right, here we go. Oh, 22, baby, for the first time. And 10 for the second
Well,
one. So we're
okay,
gonna go
that's
22.
good enough. So, okay,
Yeah.
so you succeed. So you guys overall have 2 successes, 1 failure, and you're moving down the chasm. Okay, so we go back around the horn here, and wait, was it Ryan? Okay, Ryan.
Ryan.
So,
Yeah.
are you doing anything different, or just the same? Still trying to assist
I'm
Doral?
continuing to try and help
Doral?
help out Doral. So I'm gonna
Okay.
roll a d20. And I got a nat 1.
Oh, so with a nat 1, that's a failure. An NPC stops fleeing, too terrified to move. So
So I have to
Uh,
choose to leave him.
I think there's two possible NPCs this could be. Either Doral or Varda, who's carrying Selenar. So why don't you roll a d6? If it's a 4, 5, or 6, it's going to be Doral. If it's a 1, 2, or 3, it's going to be Varda.
Okay.
Get another one.
It's a
Get
2.
another one.
So it's Varda.
No.
So Varda, holding Selenar, is now too terrified to move, and he just like stands there, his knees shaking as the Chasm Fiend gets closer and closer.
So can we see what Elia does if we like start to move away? Is that
Just for the
I
record,
mean-
I got a 22, so I'm making good time.
She's
with
like,
her.
we know what she's trying to do.
Ben's
She's
got her-
like in
oh.
his, she's in his, yeah, Ben's got her over his shoulder. She's looking back at Selenar, freaking out. And now even more hysteric that like Selenar is growing further and further away. So this is looking really good for our sexist appeal to YouTube. Sorry,
maybe
everyone.
Jake, you try and grab.
I'll leave Doral, or what's his
Yeah,
name?
Dor.
maybe you go try and grab.
Yeah.
Do you think you can lift Selenar on your own?
I am injured, but yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I have a 3 in strength. It's my highest stat, so
Okay, so you're gonna go back and help them.
yeah, I mean, did that nat 1 cause a disadvantage on me at all before I roll?
No, it did not.
Yeah.
What
I'm gonna do
what
that.
does disadvantage mean?
You roll twice
Same
and get the
as-
lowest.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm doing it. Going for
Okay.
him. Ooh,
So you're gonna
that's
assist them.
That's a
Athletics.
7 total. Is this a
Okay, so
moment to
you
raise the stakes?
I don't feel like this is an especially important plot stake raising moment, but
I feel like I'm
it
about
is-
to die out here with the chasm fiend.
Jake tries to tries to grab Selenar, and Varda like shoves him away or something.
So it's a failure for Jake. So you guys have 2 successes, 3 failures. I don't know if I should really tell you that, but oh well. So okay, Palinor, your turn.
Okay, how close am I to the
To the
goal
crevice?
here? Yeah, to the crevice.
You're making pretty good. I mean, of all the characters, you're the furthest along. Like everyone else is in the distance at this point. You and your lady love are. It's looking good for you in some ways and bad in other ways.
Okay. I'm gonna do leadership. I'm gonna tell Elia to keep on running towards the crevices while I go back to help the party.
Okay. Roll leadership.
Okay. So leadership is +5. 24.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So your insane leadership ability is able to overcome Elias' fears, and she looks back, realizes that she does in fact want to survive, and it's not looking for Selenar. So she runs further, and you go back to help. Is that what it
Well,
is?
before I go back, I turn and wink at her. But yes.
Okay, you wink at her. She doesn't see that because she's running the other direction.
How do you think she would have responded if she did see it? She probably would have loved it though.
She probably would
I
have loved
mean,
it.
I'm looking pretty
Okay.
good right now.
Ryan, back around to you.
Yep. I'm gonna keep trying to help Doral.
Okay, roll again.
All right. I'm feeling good about this roll. Okay, I got a 12 plus is
Plus-
this athletics?
Athletics.
13.
It's just a 13.
Yeah.
Okay. You failed, unfortunately. And with 4 failures, we've now reached the end of the endeavor. The Chasm Fiend catches up with whoever is at the back of the group, which is Selenar and Varda.
And
It's
Kalani.
almost it's almost
Shit.
well, it's almost Talani, but you're like barely in front of them because you went back to help, but you know, right? So you're like
Got pushed
standing
away.
right, you're like
Okay.
standing right in front, like you're grabbing them, but they're not doing anything. And so the chasm fiend reaches out and whisks them out of your grasps into its own and crunches down on a
Oh.
nice tasty meal of
Oh.
two
Oh.
soldiers.
Brutal.
Everyone else is able to run to the crevice and is safe.
Wait, so Doral, we got Doral?
We did get Doral.
You got Doral there because the chasm fiend was distracted enough while it
Oh,
was eating
heck yeah.
the two soldiers. Yeah. So
Bridge 9. Bridge
yeah,
9.
Bridge 9. Bridge 9. Doral and our 3 party members and Elia have all made it safely. Ben has triumphed over Selenor. Although
Hey,
Elia,
I feel like
Elia's emotions
Ben's
are all over the place right now.
Ben's success, like she did think that, like I feel like he convinced her that he did genuinely want to help Selenor at the end.
I mean, she still
Although-
remembers being pulled away from him.
Although
I did okay.
the last interaction she had with Palinor was run ahead, I'll save him. And the next thing she knows, Palinor enters and goes, oh, he died. So
there was nothing I could do.
Okay, so here at the narrowest point of the chasm, the sheer cliff walls are about 5 feet apart. After finishing its tasty meal, the chasm fiend pushes its head into the gap, but withdraws a few tense moments later, unable to squeeze through. Ahead, the chasm widens again.
We got to do a short rest, I think.
yeah, let's do a short rest.
Okay. So that is a
and-
good point to do that. The chasm continues to the northeast. The surface is still 80 feet above you, with little in the way of handholds between you and the evening sky. On the east side of the canyon, about 10 feet up the wall, there's a small cave. Night is falling, and this is a good time to do a short rest.
While we're doing a short rest, can Talani use his knowledge to predict a high storm?
One second, could I step away for like 2 minutes?
Yes, you can take a short rest in real
I'm
life.
taking a short rest.
What does a short rest? So I have a recovery die. Is that when I'm knocked unconscious, or
You can use that during the short rest, yeah.
so I roll a 1d6 to see how much health I recover?
Uh-huh. And focus. So you roll the recovery die, and you can add whatever you roll between health and focus. So give yourself some combination.
So if I get 1, it means I can only add 1 to my health or 1 to my focus.
You rolled 1.
I rolled 1.
Oof.
All right. Well,
yeah.
1 extra health isn't gonna do me much, so I'm adding it to 1 focus.
Honestly, I feel like we're gonna give you. This is gonna be a night's rest. We're gonna give you a long rest because you're resting overnight. That seems more appropriate. I don't know why this says short rest, but I feel like long rest is what's happening
So what
here.
do we roll for a long rest?
You just restore everything.
Yeah.
I'll try to fast check through some of the more boring stuff. Okay, so you wake up in the morning, and Elia,
Sorry.
feeling good, feeling refreshed, ready to go, because you got your supplies probably and had a nice campfire and all that. And okay, so Elia opens her map. It's hand drawn. It focuses on the plateaus closest to the expedition's original destination. And you guys have looked at it before, but kind of a refresher. She says, from our current position, the war camps are all due west, but we have to assume the chasm fiend is still blocking that path. She indicates a point in the chasms. If we circle to the northeast, we can reach our dig site. If it should be close by, perhaps an hour away, but going there would do more than satisfy my curiosity. The scouts who found the ruins said that they extended into the chasm, so there's a way in, there might be a way up.
Perfect.
Seems like a plan.
I look over the maps of the ruins and say, yes, I've seen many an archaeological site with secret passages such as this that go up and down.
Yeah.
So
Secret tunnels. Okay, matches what Jake has seen. So the chasm walls seem to close in. The smell of death hangs in the damp air all around. Creeping vines reach into the ankle-deep stormwater. Life-spren motes of green light hover above the plants. But tiny red rot spren also gather here, crawling over 3 bodies lying in the water.
Do we recognize these bodies in terms of clothing or carapace?
Yeah, so you take a look, and there is a soldier in a rotting blue uniform and breastplate. There's a bridgeman lying face down in the water with a ruined leather vest, and there's the red bones of a long dead Harshindi warrior with carapace plates.
Okay, first of all, Palinor, what armor are you wearing? Would this armor be an improvement for you? Second of all, I give the classic bridge salute to the fallen bridgeman. And
Wait,
Yeah,
what's
does
the
Bridge-
classic bridge salute? That's
Does
not
Bridge 9 know about that? That's just a Bridge 4 thing.
well, there my Bridge 9's variation, we have our own salute as well.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
there wasn't nearly as much camaraderie as Bridge 4, obviously, but you know, there's a way for us to give
Yeah, with
respect to
Palinor as
our
your
bridge.
leader. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'd like to investigate the listener's body, and see if there's any indication of the type of person this was in life. What
As
form
he's-
were they in?
as he's looking over the body, since I know basic facts about their culture, I say be careful, like just make sure that you're respectful.
Oh, I am well versed in listener culture, but yes, I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, since you're so well versed, go ahead and roll a lore. What are we doing here?
Oh yeah, lore. It says I'm an
Yeah.
expert at different oh, that's religions. But yeah, I'm an expert in lore too. So
Yeah. Okay. Roll for lore.
lore it up. That 20 again. I have the
Wow.
receipts. I can show you.
Hmm.
You are taking all of my
a
all of my
23.
good karma.
Okay. So do you want to change the narrative or give an ally an advantage?
I'll say change the narrative, and like maybe I mean, depending on what we learned from this guy, I'd like the narrative to be changed in a way where we have a clear shot towards our destination, maybe an easier way of getting there or less distance to travel, or some sort of, maybe if we can this far out, know exactly how to use those ruins to get to the top. I don't know.
Okay. So maybe you notice some footprints. I don't know, is that weird? Someone has survived, and they've like they have walked towards the ruins. So you see
Okay.
that there's a trail. There's something's going on with the ruins.
Is this trail a listener or human? I use my basic facts about that to determine
Okay, yeah, they look like listener feet,
listener
not
feet.
not human.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, you see that it's a war form, Jake.
War form. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So probably not nearby any listener communities. This is probably someone who fell from a bridge or from a gem heart
Yeah,
confrontation. Okay.
Makes sense, right? Nearby the soldier and the bridgeman.
Yeah. And we know that they're Dalinar soldiers, right? Because they're blue.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They're Colin.
Colon blue.
Yep. Okay, so the Doral takes you aside. Actually, wait, which character is this? This is gonna be.
Has he healed from his injury like I have, or was his
Well,
injury more
his
severe?
his leg is broken.
Oh,
so
it's right. So
he's
it's
not
still
he's not
broken.
able. No, yeah, it's still.
A long rest will fix that.
It fixed my flesh wound, but not the broken wound.
Okay. Doral comes up to Jamari, kind of takes you to the side and says, "Everyone at the war camps thinks we're dead. It means we have a chance. If we get out of this, can you help us escape?"
Of course. Wait, except Elia. Elia is the one.
Do I
I'd
overhear
say-
this at all?
No, this is a
No.
private conversation.
I say. Well, wait. Let me look at my character sheet. It says that my goal is to earn freedom or escape the bridge crew. My purpose is prove that in spite of your humble past, you have a great destiny to fulfill. But I do feel a lot of loyalty towards Doral. Sorry, remind me exactly what he's asking.
So he wants to see if he can get your help in helping them escape, because this seems like a good opportunity. Kind of like,
Helping who escape?
at the them, like
Our
whoever's,
group, our
yeah,
group.
your group. Like
Okay,
let's
yeah.
not, because the plan is to go back to the war camps, right? But he's like, let's not do that. Let's escape.
I am definitely down for that plan, but not necessarily for any nefarious.
Okay.
I don't want to. I don't want to imply that I want to kill Alia or anything like that.
Okay. So you give that response, and he accepts that. He marks you as an ally. Okay, so you follow the trail that you discovered with the plot narrative shift, and the chasm is wide here. The walls don't seem quite as high. The floor of the canyon is dry with fewer plants. Broken stone litters the ground. The stone was broken recently and is not worn smooth like the rest of the chasm. Embedded in the canyon wall, once hidden behind a layer of stone and crem, a forgotten structure is now half revealed. Its lower level begins about 30 feet above the chasm floor, where columns flank an open doorway. Another 20 feet above that is an upper level, but strangely, the portion of the structure appears to be completely on its side. It's as if a building tumbled into the chasm and was frozen in stone. The structure, an ancient shrine, has been hidden for thousands of years. During the cataclysmic event that created the Shattered Plains, the structure collapsed over the millennia. It was sealed by layers of creme. Let me show you what that looks like, because that was kind of a long description.
Well, we definitely have to check this out.
Yeah. Okay, so you're seeing this is here you guys are down here at the bottom, and here is the beginning of the shrine, and then there's like this upper level way up here, and the whole thing is like tilted on its side.
Are you
As
sharing
if
your
it
screen
like,
right now, Steven?
oh yeah, are you not seeing?
I
Oh,
don't
Yeah.
see
yep.
anything.
That's because I didn't actually hit share. Okay, now you're seeing?
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's like the whole thing sunk into the ground. And remember, you're thinking according to Elia and Talani, there might be a path up through here to the top.
Hmm. As we're looking at this, I pat Jamari on the back and I say, "Hey, I know that Ved was, or you're close friends with Ved, but I'm impressed with how well you're doing."
Kind of grudgingly accept it. Hey, I am a little I rankle under authority, so
That's right.
you're an authority figure.
That's true.
Okay. The structure is carved in an unfamiliar style, but it is clearly ancient. The columns that once supported the structure are still intact, though they all lean to one side. Ahead, an open doorway leads into darkness, and it seemed like you could kind of climb up the stones here and make it in.
I think we should do it.
We gotta do it.
What
I
other
say-
alternatives do we have?
I say this sure would be a good time for a shard blade.
Big dreams.
Yeah.
Those are big dreams there, Palinor. Okay, so as you go, everyone roll for an athletics check to see how you're able to traverse this difficult terrain here. You're kind of crawling over rocks.
I got a nat one again.
That is the only thing that would have caused you a problem.
I also got a nat one.
Oh gosh. All right, so you each
I
take
got
one.
I got a 17 total.
Okay, so you're fine, Palinor. You two each take 1d6 impact damage. So remember, subtract your
5. Woof.
Yeah.
So 3 minus my
Deflect.
deflect. Okay, so 2
Yeah.
damage.
And it's going to
As
result in a complication as well.
as I get to my feet, I remember to use my rousing presence. So the next time this happens, we'll have an opportunity to use.
Okay, rousing presence. Is that on everyone or what? Like what's
Other than me, I guess it doesn't really show a
Okay.
limit to it. So
Okay, rousing presence for both of you. So keep in mind if you fail your next check, you can get an opportunity. In this case, the complication, you are both going to lose 1 focus.
ooh.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good
Jake,
thing that was a long rest.
yeah, I was gonna say, Jake, I don't know if you heard this was a long rest, and so we
I
reset
did,
everything.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay, so you
otherwise that
enter the
would've
building
killed me.
and it is pitch black. Very difficult,
Okay.
difficult to traverse.
So we have our sense range is obscured, I'm assuming.
Yeah, your sense range is severely obscured.
I don't have anything with me to light a torch or anything. I just realized I do have a flute though.
Ooh, you've
Whenever that
perhaps seen an old friend named Wit. I have
I'm
a
not
vial of
familiar.
oil and some cloth to clean weapons. Do you think that I could fashion that into a torch?
Use the flute as the torch handle.
No, I mean,
Possibly. How would we create the fire though?
Is there any wood around?
Mm.
Can we search for some wood?
Vial of
to-
oil, right? You could try to light the oil.
But like, what are we igniting with?
that's true.
Is that a survival skill to know how to?
It is a survival. I'll give you survival. Yeah. Yeah, you can do a survival test to try to take
Gotta-
what you've got there and turn it into a torch.
I only have +1.
A 21 total for me in survival.
Okay. Jamari. No, not Jamari. Talani crafts a torch. Holds it
But so
aloft.
I use my
And-
supplies, right? Should I make a note of that?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
You use the supplies, they're gone. They're lit on fire. So now a light shines in a 20-foot radius for 1 hour with your torch.
Nice.
You did also, just to remind you, you did also find spears at one point.
Oh,
And we'll say they
great. We just
No, that-
burned our freaking cloth.
they're still, well, you get a lot more light with your torch, but the
That's true.
spears do have, they're infused.
I also have 10 spheres that I'm gonna say are infused.
Okay, sure. So rubble litters the room and dust covers every surface. The floor is uneven, listing to one side. The walls are decorated with elegant carvings. Brightly colored cremlings crawl out of the cracks in the walls, then skitter away. The only path out of the room is a stone stairway leading up. So let me show you what this looks like.
Can I search for any valuables?
There are no valuables. I'll just tell you that right now. It is pretty bare bones, but you can search around for other things. So do you want to do a insight? Is that one of them? Or
Yeah.
Insight's one, yeah.
I'll do an insight.
okay. So here you go. Here's you're seeing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you guys
got
are
it.
coming in from the south here.
I got
And
a
it's-
17.
Okay. So you notice this interesting pattern on the floor.
Hmm.
And then this here at the top, these are stairs leading further up.
Could I make a lore check on what seemingly is a glyph and what it might mean?
Yes. Yes, let me stop sharing so I can look at the adventure.
Hmm.
Are you doing a
Yeah.
pattern thing?
No, it says I automatically know basic facts and can attempt lore tests about various things. Is this something I automatically know or a test?
That's
It's
what
a
mine
test.
says too.
This is
Okay.
a test. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a 7 total.
Okay. It's a pretty easy test, so you recognize it as some type of shrine, is all.
Shrine.
Okay.
Does anyone else? You guys can all do a check. I'll let you all check.
All right, I'll do a check. So D20 and then add my lore to it.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I also got a 7, so
Okay.
Nice.
You also recognize the shrine.
Okay. Wait, where's Laura? Oof, okay. Here you go. I got 14.
You also recognize the shrine. I'll do a check for Alaya and see if she can do any better.
what about Doral? He's still with us too, right?
Yeah, Doral's lore is not super strong.
I'll
I'm
roll
just
for
gonna-
Doral. I got a
Okay, roll for
15.
Doral. Okay. Well, Doral, with the 15, even though he doesn't know a lot about lore, he does know one thing. And this particular pattern he recognizes from an old story told by the storyteller from his village in wherever he's from. I don't know Doral's background. Maybe he's Herdazian or something. Or maybe he's a horn eater. Horn eaters know a lot of stuff. So he recognizes that it dates back to the Desolations and realizes that it has some connection to the legendary order of warriors known as the Lost Radiance.
Mm.
So Doral is our resident Teft here, just knowing random.
He's
He
an
knows stuff about
Invisager.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Talani would know this, but I'm wondering if it was a stone warden. Aren't they the ones you can like melt through things? Or is that-
Stoneward.
Yeah, stone ward.
You don't know anything about that.
No, Talani wouldn't. I'm just saying outside of my character.
Oh, okay.
Just because the buildings were like melted through the rock looking.
Okay.
But
Okay.
so
as you spend time here, the Kremlings that you notice, the brightly colored Kremlings, start becoming agitated. You notice a lot of their nests kind of littering the floor everywhere, and they're just skittering back and forth and chittering more and more.
is there anything like, is there as part of the altar something where it's like, oh, clearly something should go here, like an object or spheres or things like that?
No, all you see, I took the map away, but all you see is this pattern inlaid on the ground and
Okay.
2 blank columns, and then the stairs going up.
Okay, so
Okay.
no, like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
What do you
wondering
mean
who.
by 2 blank columns? Like, where?
Oh, just columns with like nothing. They're just
Okay.
support columns. Support. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we should sorry, go ahead, Ben.
I was gonna say, does anybody have really good perception? I just have one because we could do a perception
got
check.
No, I
I
only
got
have 2.
2. I have 2. Yeah,
But isn't that kind of what we did to search the room?
I think
Yeah,
it was. Yeah,
But so we're
I
hearing
could do an
these-
insight. I don't know.
we're hearing the Kremlings kind of move around agitatedly. So I'm thinking that we need to figure out if they're like moving somewhere specific.
Wait,
Or-
they're moving. What triggers their agitation when we move close to the shrine?
Just the more time you spend there, the more upset they seem to be getting.
Man, are these do these Kremlings make up one of those weird people in sort
The sleepless.
the sleepless?
Oh,
I mean,
I'll head
you can
towards
try
the
to examine them.
I'll head towards the stairs and do an insight check to see if I understand the behavior of these Kremlings.
Okay. Do a check.
Another nat 20, so 22. And an opportunity.
You are either freaking 1 or 20, man.
I know.
What
Great.
website are you on?
I'm just ones.
Google
so-
dice roller.
All right.
All right. What do you want to do with your opportunity?
I'd like to know, like, can we get more information about the shrine? You know, somehow.
Wait, you're concerned about the shrine right now? You're not concerned about the Kremlings?
I think the Kremlings we're just walking through their nests, so they're disturbed.
Can
That's
I
my
try and
assumption.
pick one up?
But I'm doing an insight check, so that might change my understanding of it.
We'll do the check first, and then you can maybe determine
Oh,
how you want to change the.
Yeah, I did the check.
Right.
It's a 22.
Okay, but I'll tell you the result of the check, and then you can determine if you want to
Oh,
change
okay.
the narrative. Maybe we'll do it that way. So you notice that these crimson and yellow species have a venomous bite and
Mm,
harmless in small doses, but dangerous if you get a lot of bites from them. And their
gotcha.
nests are everywhere, especially along the stairs. So if you wanted to pass through the stairs, you have to
Cross a nest.
pass through the nest somehow.
Hmm. Does it seem like it would be like you'd have to like step carefully or just go as fast as possible? Am I able to tell like what out of those strategies would be better?
So let's say you
And I'll get a
change the
focus point.
narrative,
Oh, okay, cool.
or did you want to do a focus point instead?
Well, no, I want to hear what you're gonna say.
Um, See if you can you devise some way to make it up the stairs and not disturb the nest?
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to see like are their nests arrayed in such a way that you could dodge them? You just have to be agile, or is it going to by looking at the stairs, do I surmise, it's just going to be go as fast as possible to get bit as few as possible times.
Uh-huh. Let me show you what the art looks like and see if that gives you any inspiration. So this is sideways, but you're gonna walk up here. The stairs are uneven. There's a bunch of these nests kind of along the edge here. It's all dark. So you'd have to step carefully, and it may be hard to know exactly where the nests are.
Okay.
And there's nothing that we can pick up on the ground around us.
There's like literally nothing in this shrines that you've seen.
That's the only way we can go, though, right?
That's
There's
the
only
only
one
way,
way
yeah.
out, other than the way we came in.
Okay, I'd like to
Uh-huh.
change the narrative then, if we can, to find something like that would help us through that.
Okay.
Like
So yeah. What type of thing do you find?
something to help us get across, like
I think that the Kremling should be attracted to fire. And since we have a torch,
ah,
we could use that to
Or maybe
Okay.
scared of
Attract
fire.
them.
Maybe scared of fire. Like if you wave
that'd
the
be
light,
better. Yeah, scared of
if you
fire is
wave the
better.
light in front of them, they like kind of back off.
Do they like fire? Or do they, oh almighty, do they like the fire or hate the fire?
I think scared of fire is too much of an advantage, but I'll give you that they're attracted to fire.
What
So
if
you notice that they're attracted to fire.
What if we light some of Ben's cloth on fire and like throw it like really far down or like all the
well, we
way
want
up?
them to come out of the passageway, right?
Yeah.
We
So
have
that we-
rope.
Or
Ben, do you have rope?
We don't know how long the passageway is, right?
Jamari, do you have rope?
I don't have rope.
I look around for some rope.
Steven said there's not really anything.
Or vines.
I
Are
don't
there
know.
vines? There's
Maybe
vines around, right?
Attracted to fire seems weird. Why would they be attracted to fire? They're
Like
cave.
moths.
They're in this cave. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna change it. No, I'm gonna change the narrative again. I like Ryan's
Oh.
idea.
Double change, double change.
Yeah, double change.
a
They
fake
are
change.
scared of the fire, so you could kind of ward them away.
Okay.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah, let's
All
go up the hallway with our fire in
Yeah.
front of us.
Okay.
So it's us three, Aaliyah and Doral, right? That's the only
Yeah.
That's
just
yeah,
us
that's,
five. Okay.
that's the 5 that you've got. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so each one of you roll an agility test to see how well you're able to like traverse the nest. And who's holding the flame? They need to do like some kind of dexterity thing to see how well they're able to like ward them off.
I think it's Ben. I got a 15 on my agility.
11.
Nice.
Let me see. I got a
Do
19.
Athletics, then. Okay. Yeah. So that's gonna be good.
Agility,
Oh,
I got 19. But do you want me to do athletics as well? Or should I just add
We'll just say you do athletics instead because you're trying to ward them off.
Okay, so
Okay,
in that case, I would have gotten a 21.
Yeah. Okay. You're all successful. So Ben's able to kind of scare him away, and then as you guys pass through, you don't disturb any of the nests because it's all well lit up and you know what to look for. So well done. You've traversed the nest of the Kremlings. And you make it now to the upper level of the shrine. So the upper level of the shrine lays completely on its side. What was once the floor is now the western wall, with the former ceiling to the east. Columns broken from their pedestals have collapsed onto the floor. The room's most striking feature is a statue of a shard bearer. Once it would have stood 15 feet tall, but now it lays against the floor like a fallen warrior. 7 glyphs are carved into the pedestal at its feet.
What do the
Yeah.
glyphs say?
Well, you'd have to check that out. Let me show you what the map of the second floor looks like, just for a little bit of. I can show you a picture of the glyphs. Okay, so first of all, here is the second floor that you've come to. So you walked up these stairs, right? And now this is the ground. Or wait, no, you walked here. The ground, the shard bearer is on the ground. So this is the bottom. The shard bearer is on the ground, and there's
Wait,
2
what?
passages out.
There's a shard bear.
Sideways.
The
It's a
statue of the shard
Oh.
bearer, yeah. So now
Right,
it's the
right.
ground. It used to be, the whole thing is tilted. So
Wait,
you
isn't it? So where's the floor?
We're looking at the floor.
You're looking at the floor. The
It's
statue is
How-
on the floor.
How did we? So we went downstairs. I thought we were going upstairs.
We were walking next to the stairs.
Yeah.
We were
The
walking on
stairs-
the wall.
The stairs
wall.
became the walls because the whole thing is like slanted.
I don't understand.
it's like
we
this-
went upstairs, right?
No, but
from
we
the
weren't
other
walking
room?
up the stairs. We were walking. Yeah, we did, but we were walking up the wall, Jake. It's like
Yeah.
picture the guy laying down in bed right there, and you're like walking on it. I don't know.
I don't understand.
It's
but
still
that's okay.
a sloping passageway up.
But the
Uh-huh.
stairs are on the wall.
But the
This-
stairs are on
yeah.
the wall.
So
Stairs are on the wall.
now imagine the passageway this way. So the stairs,
Yeah.
you're still walking up like a ramp, but the stairs are to your right.
Okay. Did we start on stairs though? Because it looked like from the image
Jake would
before we were on
not. Jake would not
stairs.
make a good windrunner.
Oh, well, did it twist? Is that what we're saying? Because it looked like from the other picture we were on stairs, and now the stairs are on the wall.
Maybe the other picture was actually. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's actually okay. It's probably supposed to be
Oh, okay.
diagonal. Yeah,
Okay,
you're
I see.
supposed to
Yeah,
walk.
yeah.
This way, right?
So
Okay,
the
cool.
nest, the crumbling nests were on the wall.
On the wall. Okay.
Yeah, they were on the wall. Okay.
Yeah.
Here,
So I'm checking
these
out
are the
these
glyphs.
glyphs.
These are the
Checking them
glyphs
out.
that you're seeing. Yeah, you're seeing these glyphs.
So
Jake,
I-
give some of your
Say.
lore.
I
Or
can
maybe
also
Doral knows about it. Maybe Doral should do a check.
I also know basic facts about Alethi culture and can do attempt lore tests on obscure topics. So I feel like I can also.
I think we all.
I'm an
we all
ardent.
have that.
I feel like I'm fluent in glyphs as an ardent.
Okay,
right?
yeah, you've got to be.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a picture of these glyphs so you can look at them a bit more, and I can flip back to the adventure. Find that. Reach 9.
I just
Okay,
know
I'm-
there are people out there who could look at this and be like, "Oh, I know what this says," like fans in real life.
Right? Okay, I just sent you this whole PDF that's got all these pictures of stuff that you've seen so far. Here you guys were at the start. Here's the Chasm Fiend. There it is, busting through the wall with Doral or no.
Bed. That's
Bed.
bed.
Here he's coming back at you, right? Through the
Oh,
yeah. Actually, I'm not really sure
I
what
see
this
what you're
picture.
saying.
Yeah, but this is probably
Varda.
Selenor getting
Oh, yeah.
crushed. Varda running away. He's next. You are going through. Here's this, and finally, okay. So you've seen everything. Okay, so you're gonna look at these glyphs. Okay, so you're gonna try some. How are you gonna attempt to decipher
I'm-
them? Like, is there anything you're seeing in the
I'm an
pictures
ardent.
or
Like
Okay.
I'm a scholar. I know how to read and write. I'm a woman, so I know how to read and write the women's script, as well as being an ardent of the Voran Church. Like I should be very familiar with the lost radiance, especially, right?
Okay. So you're gonna try to read what the glyphs say.
Yeah.
Okay. So roll a lore check.
It's not an automatic.
No.
So
This is
okay. Well,
this is super ancient. It's an old
super
script,
agent.
man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's from the Silver Kingdoms.
Don't worry, Jake. You're either gonna
Well,
get
I'm
a
a-
1 or a 20.
I got a 17. I just felt as an
Okay.
artist, like, what else am I doing all my life? You know?
Okay. No, that's a success. So you decipher the glyphs. This is another endeavor, by the way. So you have to like get a certain number of successes before
Uh-oh.
failures. So you read through, maybe you read one of the glyphs. One of the glyphs says life at the top, the one with the single
Ooh.
line. That glyph says life.
Well,
Okay.
Doral is the one who guessed the last, or he did the check on the last one. So
You
he
want
has some,
Doral to do a check?
he has some knowledge of it. So maybe Jake interpreting life brings some knowledge forth from Doral. You know, he's like, maybe he's heard some life in relation to the radiance.
I'm also an expert in religion. That matters.
Doral, unfortunately, his knowledge was confined to really that like one that one picture.
Okay.
Ryan, go ahead and do a similar check. Like you want to look at maybe something else on there. There's a lot of elements to this.
All right. I get an 8 plus my perception, or is this lore?
Are you reading the glyphs? Are you looking over the stone? Are you trying
Well,
to like
I can't
puzzle out
read.
the ordering of things? Or
I don't believe I can read, so I'm just kind of looking at the glyphs, trying to compare it to my knowledge of what we saw on the ground before.
okay,
See
well,
if
it's
like
a
re-
deduction check.
it's related to the shrine. Oh, okay. Deduction. Well, then it's just 8 plus 1, which is 9.
You are not successful. You deduce nothing.
Great.
Hey, you can use your. Do you want to use your determine for an opportunity from this failure?
Sure.
Yeah, do it. Roll a d6.
Okay.
Oh no, it's just an opportunity.
Oh, it's just an
I got a
opportunity.
6.
Okay,
I got a 6
sorry.
though.
It's not a plot die. It's just an
Dang it.
opportunity.
Yeah.
So you
But
can.
I gotta hide.
Save it for later.
Is there-
Save it
is
for
there-
later.
Is there any way we can draw on Elia's wisdom? Because she's the one that wanted to investigate this first. And I can use my superior powers of persuasion, especially because she starts to come around to the fact that
I am Elia's resident scholar and archaeologist she relies on, and that's why.
well, but Yasna relies on other people too, but sometimes her
Does she
scholars
though?
or not
Does she?
Yasna, shoot.
I
What's her
mean, I
name?
guess she has other
body?
contexts.
Not yeah,
Also,
Navani is who I'm thinking about.
Just to note, my expertise in religion means that I automatically know a lot about religion and can recall obscure facts that non-experts wouldn't know. Just saying. Just saying.
Just
Nice,
saying.
man.
Let me pull up this picture again.
Yeah,
There-
yeah. Check
there
out
are
the picture, see if there's
there are
anything
a very the amount of words that are on here like correlates very well to a well-known phrase.
I know that's
It's
what I was
one
thinking
short.
too.
but well known to you.
Life before death, strength before weakness.
No, I just said life before
Journey.
journey before destination.
Ooh.
Life before
As Ryan says that phrase,
before
a light starts to fly
Nice.
around the pedestal
Oh,
and illuminates it.
Wait, but aren't life before death, journey before destination? Aren't we one short?
No, the before is in the middle and everything crosses it. Life
Oh,
before
I see.
death, strength
Okay.
before weakness, journey before destination. That was my assumption with it.
Oh, that makes sense. Life before death, Strength before weakness, journey before. Okay, yeah.
Okay, let's say that's a success. You were able to decipher it, and the light came out, circled around, disappeared. The golden light of the strange spren seems to infuse the pedestal. On one side of the pedestal, a compartment slides out of the stone. Inside the drawer is a bracelet and 2 rings linked by metallic chains. Though its gemstones are cracked, the metal is untarnished. This is no mere jewelry. It is a priceless artifact of the Voron Church, a soul caster capable of transforming any substance to another with touch.
I quickly grab that before anyone can steal it. And I say, this belongs to the Voron Church.
I'm gonna.
Now you're all devout.
Do you know how to use it?
I've been devout.
Do you know how to
no.
use it?
I don't know how to use it. I don't think anything in my.
Does
I mean, I'm a scholar. I could know what it could do, maybe, but I don't think I'd be trained in how to use this.
Elia,
Maybe.
Elia looks over to you and says, "It may belong to the Voron Church, but as the leader of this expedition, hand it over."
I say, I appreciate your authority, dear, but I am the actual leader, and I will decide who gets to hold this powerful tool.
She just slaps you straight up, no rolls, just slaps you.
First of all, I feel
you
like
lose one focus point.
I feel like my relationship with Elia is being misconstrued here. I clearly serve her. Like I'm someone she relies on for this archaeology stuff. I'm also kind of
she has no interest. She has no interest in allowing this to fall into the hands of the Voron Church. Yet.
Yeah, it looks like you are placing the Voron Church above Elia here.
How was I placing above? I'm the one who would know about it, and I don't know if
you don't intend on
know how to use
using
them
it
or not. I do intend on using it when necessary. I mean, the gemstones are broken, right?
Yeah, but
So
I have 3 spheres. Maybe we could break the spheres.
Do we have
open.
the spheres? Yeah, do we have the spheres necessary to replace?
You don't have the right ones. You'd need like big bromes of different types, right? And I don't think any of you have that many spheres. But as you pull out your spheres, the stormlight is sucked into the mosaic, and it glows this purplish.
With the mosaic, like the statue, or
like the statue, the glyphs and everything, whatever you want to call it.
I think we do need to investigate that, because I have a sneaking suspicion that there might be a shard blade, which I'm about to proudly claim.
Also, I'm realizing.
Hang on. But so it's not a mosaic. It's the the glyphs and the statue, but the stormlight gets sucked into it, and the whole thing kind of glows this purplish glow.
I don't think I was supposed to be part of the bridge crew. I think I was just an ardent on this expedition. I don't know how my character got sucked into being a bridgeman, to be honest.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, that's probably right. You're probably right.
Just like reading through this again, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, so the statue is glowing purple now.
Yes. Is it purple? Okay, it's glowing something.
The color seems to be important.
Yeah, no, the color. I mean, the color matters. What color is it?
Steven, you should change your lights behind.
Actually,
change it to be the color.
It doesn't actually matter, I guess. I thought the color is supposed to like indicate what order of the radiance the statue is from, right? But it's not purple, because I think purple is okay. Never mind. It is purple. I guess purple is also. I know purple is like also else colors, I thought, but okay.
Maybe it has to do with just the surge of transformation, like soul casting in general.
Could be.
Because
yes, so purple. It is purple.
Can I ask a question outside of
that doesn't make sense.
The campaign? Do we know how soulcasters are made in the books?
Well, soulcast, they're just trap spren, right?
So they are trap spren. They're
I
like
thought they were just like ancient artifacts.
I thought they were fabrials, because I don't think spren are weirded
fabrials
out.
are trap spren.
No, some fabrials for sure use trap spren, like the pain reels and the warming ones, but I don't know if they said that about soul casting specifically.
Let's see.
But yeah, Ben is right that there are fabulosa that use trap spren.
That's why the sibling didn't appreciate Navani's use.
Research, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but I don't think that, I don't know. I can't remember like any part of like Spren being weirded out by a soulcaster, like,
That's because I
so
think some spren like do it willingly, like the spren that guard the oath gates. I think that the more unfeeling kind of naturalistic spren are okay being trapped.
okay.
I don't remember everything that's going on with it. I feel like that could be something where more information is revealed, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about the soulcaster. Also, I'm realizing else callers and light weavers, they overlap with transformation, right? Not the will
Yeah.
shaper. Will shaper's transportation
Okay.
overlaps with else callers.
So yeah, what are we doing? I think that we need to investigate so it's the light from the bromes is like, or
Not-
the from
Yeah, you don't have any
Yeah.
brumps, but
Sorry.
light from the it's
yeah,
illuminating
light from
stuff.
spheres are flowing into the statue thing.
Mhm.
So can we use like a perception check? Can we each do like a perception check on that? See if we
Yeah, you're
notice
just gonna
anything?
like look at the whole thing, see if you notice anything.
See if we notice any patterns or anything.
Yeah. And actually it's like you don't even need to do a perception check. It's like lighting up this whole mosaic now. Some of the mosaics are impossible to make out, the colors lost to time. Others are brighter and depict shard bearers and fanciful scenes, a figure in blue surrounded by stylized cloud, another in red, wreathed in flames. The clearest image depicts a woman in violet shard plate, her hand extended towards a figure with ivory skin and red carapace. So you see this whole thing on the wall.
This is potentially a representation of one of the desolations fighting the Voidbringers. It's interesting how the Voidbringers look similar to listeners. That's what my character thinks.
That makes sense. You would definitely notice that.
But could it be the depiction of the original desolation? So maybe the Voidbringers would look more close to humans. Do we have a picture of this?
There is no picture.
There was I think the desolations generally just refer to the ones against the Voidbringers, but like the first desolation was humans coming to Roshar, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's considered a desolation or not, but yeah, before we go too far afield. So you see this, and I mean you found the awesome treasure, the soulcaster, and
these are these spheres on the wall that are glowing? Is that what's glowing?
no, it's just like it's being illuminated. Okay. It's like an ancient shrine of the Knights Radiant. So you have you have these two exits, and as you've been looking around, there's a blue light that's kind of like flitting around the southern exit. So there's northern exit and a southern exit. The northern one's a little bit closer, but there's this mysterious blue light that's going around the southern one.
Well, before we approach it, I want to just lay my hand reverently on this shard blade that the statue's holding and see if I can move it or anything.
Pull the sword from the stone.
Okay.
Am I able to? Is it actually an honor blade that's hidden there?
You lay your hand upon the stone, which is indeed stone.
I look very. Yes.
Elia kind of looks over at you and like side eyes and like, what's up with this guy?
I just nod solemnly and then move on.
Okay.
I approached the blue light cautiously with an inquisitive
okay.
I don't know, nature. I'm trying to
as you approach it kind of flits further out into the open air of the southern exit.
I think we need to see what this is. It might lead us to more information about the Knights Radiant.
We will all defer to your judgment, Ardent. I say with my leadership
Oh,
capabilities.
yeah.
Now the Ardent.
Now people are deferring to my expertise.
Okay, as you follow out through the southern exit, it leads up and out onto the top of the plateau. And as you make your way up on top, back into the sunlight, you see right away 3 Parshendi with their backs turned to you. They are walking across the plateau. 2 of them in war form. One of them, well, I don't know if you know all the forms, but 2 of them look like warriors. One of them looks a little more, scholarly. Yeah.
I know basic facts about
Okay.
listeners at least. I do
You
speak listener.
I also speak listener. So
When exactly does this take place in the books? Like, is this during the war with the
Yeah.
Parshendi on the Shattered Plains? I
yeah,
guess
this
'cause
has
they're
got to be
using bridge
before the
crews.
events of.
So
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
still like aggressive towards us.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Have they ever been truly aggressive though?
Well, they did assassinate our leader, but
Yeah. But apart
Um,
from that, who have been the aggressors in the battles?
Well, I don't think we should. I mean,
Ben is
no,
a
they
true
talk.
Alethi man.
They do talk in the Way of
Alan
Kings
Orson.
about
we have to honor the oath pact.
the Parshendi raiding. About the Parshendi raiding the the camps around the Shattered Plains. So they have been aggressive.
Okay. I mean, they
I
killed the
don't
king.
think
Alaya, as a true Alethi woman, is sides with Palinor on this one.
Well, I'm not saying we need. I think that we should. I think that. Well, should we just? I think that Jake or that Talani needs to approach them and say, "We come in peace. We mean no harm."
So they're walking away from us right now.
They just don't see you yet, but they're fairly close. They're like, I don't know, 100 feet away. You can see
So
them.
we could slip back down and try the other exit, or do you want to? I just don't know if. I mean, we could say we come in peace, but I think we need more than that to talk to them.
yeah, I don't know.
My character wants to talk to them, but I'm trying to game plan a.
Well, yeah, wasn't your
safest
character's
way.
whole thing you wanted to learn more
Yeah.
about the listeners?
Yeah, exactly.
Golden opportunity.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to. You speak listener? Do you speak listener, Jamari?
No, I think I speak Reshi and Alethi.
Okay.
I speak listener. Would you like to approach them together?
You speak listener?
Yeah, I don't understand how
Yeah.
you speak listener. It intrigues me that you do. But I'm going to approach. Do I realize you speak listener? I don't know if I do. Maybe I assume a noble would, but I approach and I say, I kind of like have my hands up and I say, we come in peace, peace, listener. And I attempt to my best to match the rhythms of peace.
Yeah, you attune the rhythms of peace.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one that is not a warrior spins around to you. She's startled, but noticing that you're not aggressive and don't appear to really be much of a threat, is intrigued. And she says, she also speaks to rhythms that I am not going to attempt to speak with. And she says, my name is Vexla. Who are you to intrude upon the sacred grounds here of the shrine?
I say we were attacked by a chasm fiend and fell down into the chasm and have just made our way back up through the shrine. We weren't aware of it ahead of time. And then I emphasize we need to understand each other better if we want this conflict to end.
Okay. Roll a
Rolling
persuasion.
so hard. Rolling so hard on this one. Okay.
Raise the stakes.
Raise the stakes, raise the stakes, raise the stakes.
Okay, yeah, we'll raise the stakes for sure.
Okay, cool. It was a 4.
Oh.
And then a 3. Dang it. For raise the stakes.
Okay, so nothing happens with raising the stakes.
Yeah.
Let's say, actually, since you speak with her in listener, we'll give you, or in their
Oh, yeah.
language, we'll give you an
Yes,
advantage. So go ahead and do 2
Ooh.
rolls.
18 then. 18.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So you succeed on this check, and she says, "Oh yeah, I mean, I see that things are not looking good for your party. Maybe this, unlike our other conflicts, can be resolved peacefully." Would anyone else like to contribute to the conversation?
Yeah.
I don't speak listener,
Yes,
I guess, by anyone else.
I use my leadership prowess and say, yes, peace is what we must all desire.
Okay.
Very unalefty way of thinking.
Well, not when I don't pick fights we can't win. Okay.
So you're
There's only 3
deceiving.
of them, Ben. There's only 3 of them.
Well, that's
All
true.
right, roll a d20 to see how you did with that. And I guess you also speak listeners, so you can do it with advantage. And we'll raise the stakes as well.
Okay. Wait, so what advantage? So I have 5 for leadership. Do I put anything else on there?
You were just let's say that it's, I guess it can be leadership. Sure, leadership.
Okay. Total 13.
Even with advantage?
Yeah.
Oh.
Advantage means you roll twice, take the highest.
Oh, advantage means I roll twice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Total 13.
Oh. Okay, she looks over you and says, appear to be one of those Alethi rabble. I don't
She's
know
got
if
my
I can
number.
I don't know if I can trust you at all. She looks over at Jamari and speaks in Alethi and says,
Oh.
"You don't appear to be much of a warrior. Would you also sue for peace?"
I say, let me see exactly. Just I say that I'm not Alethi. I have nothing against you or the listeners. I'm just trying to find my place in the world.
Okay. Roll
Wow,
a. Yeah, sounds like a.
I rolled a d20. Oh shoot. I got a 4.
That could be a persuasion as well.
Persuasion is 3, so it's total of 7.
Ah, okay. She's getting less and less interested in what you have to say, and at this point, maybe what's his name speaks up?
Doral.
Doral? Yeah. Doral speaks up and says, "Begging your pardon, great Parshendi lady, but my leg is broken and I would really just like to go home to my comfortable war camp and feast upon the night's stew." And he kind of winks at you, but like really what he wants to do is get away, right, Ryan?
Yeah.
So he rolls a 13. Okay, so she's like, yeah, you appear to be a fairly pathetic warrior, and honestly, I don't know if any of us really need to waste our time here. Perhaps we can reach an agreement. Did you happen to find anything in those ruins If so, you can just pass it over and we'll be on our way.
I'm gonna say no, we didn't find anything.
I'm going to say we found lots of Kremlings that sought to do us great harm.
She scoffs and says, "We know about the Kremlings. Why would you even tell me that? It seems like you're trying to cover something up."
I said, I'm, yeah, I'm gonna say no. We were just trying to find our way out.
Okay, do a deception for that, Ryan. Or Jamari.
Okay, I got 11 plus 4, 15 for deception.
Okay, she gives you all a long look and especially lingers on what's her name?
Elia.
Yeah,
Elia. Yeah. Elia, who seems to be kind of shaking and says, "What's the problem with your noble woman here? Does she have something to hide?"
She's been through a great ordeal.
She
She's not
lost.
used to such conditions.
She
And
lost her love
she
to a
lost
chasm
her
feed.
crush, who she
She lost her betrothed, her promised,
A
the love
chasm
of her
fiend
life.
killed him, and we've
She will
lost
never
a
know
lot.
love again. Even if
She says,
she
yes.
appears to, it'll be just a farce compared to the love she could have had.
Yes, I know the soft hearts of the Alethi women. They are not hardy like those of the
Hardy.
Harshendi female. And so, okay, we will let you pass. I assume you know your way back to the war camps. And should we ever see you again, this never happened.
I speak again and say we could more so than just our peace here amongst us 8, but at the greater level, I believe it'd benefit us both sides better if we knew more about each other. I think we should establish some sort of like liaison, some
means of correspondence.
Yeah, some means of correspondence for us to get to know each other more and see how we can sue for peace on both sides. I'm feeling bold here because this is like I feel like my one opportunity. So
Okay,
I may be
go ahead
branded
and,
as a heretic, but
yeah. Let's roll the plot die to roll a d20 and roll the plot die to see what happens.
okay. So what skill am I doing? I got a 13 and a 5, but that
I feel like
13 will be
persuasion.
persuasion. So that'd be a 15.
I think it all comes down to persuasion.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
probably persuasion.
is there
Okay.
a pleading? Is there a peace option?
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
intimidation, but you're not
So
intimidating.
so you want to okay.
So
So
15 and a 5.
yeah, so she seems to be really interested in your plea, and would you like to change the narrative?
Yeah, I would like to change the narrative in a way that sets up this ongoing communication to learn from one another.
Okay. How do you want to do that? Obviously the challenge here is like, how are you
Yeah.
going to meet again?
We can meet here again atop this plateau or in the shrine, just because I like this is a location I know we both know. I wish we had a span read.
Well, we
That
don't
would
know
be
how to
awesome.
get back to it.
With the map that kind of led to it, right?
You could mark it on the map. I think you could figure out how
Okay.
to get back there.
Okay. And then I offer myself and I mentioned this sentiment is not widespread in the war camps. There's a huge bloodlust that I don't know who to trust other than me to speak to this, but I don't know what it's like on your side, but if it's similar, then bring whoever you would trust with these types of
So she
people.
asks, when will we meet to discuss?
We should meet the night after each high storm.
Okay. She hands you a token of some
Well,
kind, like
after the next high storm.
Yeah.
For now. Yeah.
Okay. After the next high storm, we will meet back in the shrine itself. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. She says, I trust you. She asks for your name. She says, "My name is Vexla. I am of the listeners, and there is indeed a strong faction of our civilization that would like to sue for peace as well. We are losing numbers and question the reason that we're still out here fighting this war. So we are willing." And she hands you I don't know, what is she? A carved Parshendi carapace thing in the shape of the devil eye of the Almighty. Which, wait, would she know that? I don't know. She hands you something, some kind of, yeah, some kind of thing. And she says, if you present this to whoever's there to meet you, I can't promise that it'll be me. Then we will further discuss the piece.
Cool. Perfect.
So, like, that would be, we're basically at the end of the adventure, but like stuff like that would be a good jumping off point for future stuff. And that was one of your goals, right, Jake? So the idea of the way it's played is you're trying to succeed in these personal goals, and as you succeed in the personal goals, you make progress towards becoming a radiant, essentially.
Oh, cool. So you level up your path differently, but your radiant is through the goals.
I think so. I don't think they've like completely explained, like, this part isn't in the rules, and they've kind of hinted at it in the videos that I've seen, but I think that's kind of how it works. Like, the goals have a separate system, and and you like level up normally. Like, after this adventure, you go to second level and you get additional abilities and you up your scores a bit. But as you progress in your personal goals, then you swear ideals and stuff.
Was this part of the whatever you backed on Kickstarter, or is this widely available?
No, anyone can get this. It's just it's free on a couple different tabletop RPG sites.
Well, that's good to know. I haven't shared it out yet because I didn't know if it came with whatever tier you backed. But yeah, I have a couple friends who I think Carson would be really interested in this.
Yeah, and the beta, so this and the beta rules are out there, but the beta rules don't have everything.
Right.
And so, like, Ryan, another goal, like your goal was to seek freedom, right? So if you continue with Doral on like his quest to get away, that could be an advancement towards your goal. Ben, I'm not sure what your goal was other than like getting back with Elia.
My goal was to fight injustice by inspiring others to be their best selves.
Okay, I mean, I feel like you
I was trying to do that.
Inspiring people.
I patted Ryan on the back and was like, I know you're hurting, but trust me, I had that purpose in my.
Yeah.
I think Ben customized his character sheet, and his true goal was getting rid of Selenor or whatever that guy.
Exactly.
He succeeded in that goal for sure. There were also two Spren that were following you guys around. One was a light Spren, one was an honor Spren. And I was supposed to mark down like different times you exhibited freedom and protection points. And so Ryan exhibited the most freedom. And so Ryan, you're like on the path of becoming a will shaper now. And the light Spren is following you. And I have equal amounts of points on protection for Ben and Jake. So the honor Spren, I guess we'll have to decide who he's following.
When did Jake protect anybody? Jeez, I was the
one. Are you kidding me?
Whisking people.
I was helping Doral with Ryan.
You're just yelling at people instead of getting in on the action.
During the fight, I was doing the best I could. I'm not like I could do some melee.
Honor Spren would just be like, oh yeah, that guy, he's challenging people.
I was talking about how they were sullying their honor by attacking someone weak. I was defending the defenseless. And I went back to protect even those I hate by going back to
I did too.
Selenor. What did you do for Selenor?
I was running back at him when he got
chomped.
You definitely abandoned some morals to
Ben's ideals
pull Elia away.
I will think you're getting
I was protecting her. I was whisking her away.
Ben's ideals are I will love those who do not love me back.
I will love those.
Even if they do not love me back, Ryan. That's
great. That's the fourth ideal of the simp order of the Knights Radiant.
Well, hopefully by laughing at that, we avoided getting canceled online. Just joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically the
That's
adventure. I
cool.
mean, at this point, you go back to the war camps, and then from there, whatever. I don't know what the next thing would be, but you could continue to use those characters anyway.
It's cool.
That's
I
awesome.
like it's definitely similar enough to D&D that like if you've played 5e before, not much different. Some things are definitely simplified and that the like you have the defense stat and the deflect, like that's pretty
Uh-huh.
it's just but it is a little more complicated in that it's split into three, and then you have the 3 actions or 2 actions in combat, which I like more. I think that
Yeah.
makes for more engaging combat.
We
Yeah.
didn't really get too much into the strategy of like the fast turns and the slow turns.
Yeah.
And we could have done another combat with the Kremling Horde and another combat with the Parshendi at the end.
Yeah.
And maybe that would have like given us more
Where
chance to
did the
mess
other
around with
exit lead to?
If you went the other exit, you would have popped up like right in front of the Parshendi and they would have like had the jump on you, basically.
So
Hmm.
the honor sprint was leading us to
Yeah.
the safe exit. Nice.
Yeah.
Um
Was
yeah, I
there
think
was there anything else hidden in that chamber?
Yeah, you could have found like if you had looked around a little more, you could have found some hidden compartments with just some more gemstones and an arrow tip made of aluminum. And yeah, there wasn't too much more.
Is there anything like any canon that we kind of missed out on?
No, I mean I don't think so. I think I don't think there's any like hidden secrets in these campaigns. Maybe
in this one
I don't
shot.
know, but I think it's really just like meant to build upon. Okay, we're all familiar with Way of Kings type of storyline, and here we are in the midst of that.
Yeah.
There weren't any like secrets of like, oh, why is this way? Oh, it must hint at this. I don't know.
I
Maybe I
think
missed it, but yeah.
I think that's going to be the hardest line to walk for like this project in general is releasing enough engaging content while trying not to spoil all the books.
Mhm.
Maybe they just put like the Dungeon Master's Guide or whatever it is, the Game Master's Guide requires reading through book 5, like or just spoiler. I guess if they just spoiler tag it, then it should be fine. And same with the
Mhm.
adventures, but yeah. I think in terms of play style, it did feel like I was a little more powerful at level 1 in this than in D&D. I felt like I was not as squishy, but it's been a while since I played just level 1 in D&D.
Yeah. I think it gives you a little more to do. I like the grazing thing. So even
Yeah.
if you miss, like you can do something and it's got a yeah.
And more actions to do in general, I feel like,
Yeah.
rather
Well, and more just
impactful
like more
actions.
fun maybe not fun actions, but more actions that like allow you a little bit more creativity over the
Yeah.
process.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
much more interesting. Whereas I feel like in most battles it would have just been like, okay, I'm attacking. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
One of
I
my 3
really
attacks.
like the goal structure of it. I think that's a cool way to and the plot dice. That I feel like the plot dice is the big like it's like big branding. How did you guys feel like that played out? Did you think it was more of a gimmick or made the gameplay more engaging? And I guess Stephen, from your side, was it harder as the game master to have to like use it on the fly?
It was a little I feel like sometimes I came up with good stuff, sometimes it was just kind of nothing burger, but like I liked when
Yeah.
we changed it where Alaya was super upset that Selenor was dying because
Yeah.
I knew that was gonna add a lot of conflict into what Ben was gonna do.
Yeah. I like how it makes the like the story aspect, like the shared narrative aspect of gaming more at the forefront and like gamified in a way that uh is fun, and but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah,
we'll see if
thanks for doing this, Steven. I mean,
Yeah, thanks, man.
well,
goodness.
thanks for joining. I was really interested in doing it, and I thought it went pretty well.
Yeah.
If anyone
And,
watched the whole thing, good on you.
Yeah.
Even at 2x speed, man. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People watched like full D&D campaigns.
Oh
and
yeah,
asked,
for
like,
sure. Like
Critical
yeah,
Role stuff.
Critical Role.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other groups, but
Type
Yeah.
F in the comments for Ved. May he rest in peace.
yeah. Yeah.
That's how
Or
we
Ved.
know. That's how we know you'll make it to the end. Is if you type
F's
F
in the
comments.
chat for
F's in
bed.
the chat. Yeah.
The video is probably going to be pretty basic because the view is switching around all the time as people were coming in and out, and as we changed the like sharing. So it's not going to
Yeah.
look like pretty at all, but I'll throw it up there and
Yeah.
Sweet.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
See everyone later.
It's
Yeah.
fun.
Bye.